Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we're answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my Viking brother from the same mother, D.
Skull!
So I hope everybody's doing fantastic. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your videos are going well. Hope your channel's going well. I'm super excited today to do everything that we do during this stream, and to see D break out his Viking helmet and and maybe possibly tear the place apart. We're gonna see how it unravels today.
Yeah, I'm doing some Blood Eagle experiments here a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
So
you had some pillaging before you came in today.
I don't know why you put me in a Viking hat, but I feel like if I'm in a Viking hat, that it's just I'm going to be that much more focused answering these questions.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Right.
Good. Because you're in the right place for that.
That's right.
Yeah. Because we're going to get some questions today.
That's right.
Yeah, it's good. So a couple of things before we get started. We do have some YouTube news. So the very first thing is that shorts are now on, thumbnails are now on YouTube Shorts. So when it comes to thumbnails on YouTube Shorts, just a couple things to be mindful of. The very first is if you do not make a custom thumbnail, then you do have the option where you can select up to 3 different thumbnails that are taken from the screenshot, just like, or that are taken from the video, just like when YouTube does that on long form content. So if you do not want to, manually make the short, then you can do that. But you definitely want to consider making custom thumbnails for your shorts. And the reason for that is because when it comes to YouTube, we have the activity that we get in the shorts feed when we publish shorts, but then as you know, YouTube is also, pushing shorts like crazy all over the platform. So because of that, this gives you the opportunity to really be intentional about the thumbnail that you're making so that you can use it as a way to connect with the people that you're trying to reach. And keep in mind, when it comes to the thumbnails that you're making, you don't have to make it, a graphical thumbnail. You can make it to where it's just a better shot, to where maybe you set up a shot in a different way, or you have a, particular shot in a clip that maybe didn't make it in the video, but it's still, relevant to the video, and maybe you want to use that instead and put some text on that, anything like that. But the opportunity here is that there's a lot of shorts out there right now that don't have this, or I mean, they have the feature, but they just don't have thumbnails on them yet. And because of that, this is going to give you, if you start using this right now, this is going to give you the opportunity to be able to, compete a little bit better with some of those shorts, because you're going to be able to make a custom thumbnail for it that's going to stand out to the people that you're trying to reach. So when YouTube first rolled out shorts back in the day, we had this option, and it was great. And some of the best videos best shorts that I've had have had thumbnails on them. So I'm really excited to, for this feature to be here and for us to be using this moving forward, because it makes us more competitive, especially when it comes to, showing up on homepages.
Yeah.
Right? Because typically we have the title card, and that's great, but being able to completely control whatever it is the viewer's going to see there is awesome. However, one thing that I do want to let you know is that when it comes to the aspect ratio, right now it looks like the aspect ratio isn't completely accurate on the short shelf when you are on a home page. So here, I'll show this to you real quick.
Oh, interesting.
So right now, the thumbnail that I have for this short that I published yesterday evening, for this short right here, let me pull this up on screen. Yeah, for this one, it's actually higher. So it goes up to about here normally. So because of that, you might want to do some experimentation on some shorts that you already have live when you're going this, just to make sure that you are locking it in. And of course, I'm sure people are going to be putting out templates for these. We will have one of these, for those of you that are in tuber school, and just make sure that you are locking those in so that you can make sure that you are that everything that you're trying to have people see in the thumbnail, to make sure that it is visible in case it does get cropped slightly off, like in this case right here.
Are you telling me that YouTube allowed us to make thumbnails, but they didn't get the aspect ratio correct?
Well, I think they're just cropping them down a little bit, but yeah. So it's definitely off, and I'm actually going to pull this up in Photoshop for later, just so I can demo this. Also, I made it on my other computer, so I don't know if I have it.
Yeah,
but if it's in my main files,
Chantel says a thumbnail is aspect ratio of 3:2. Interesting.
Yeah. So with that, just keep that in mind when you're actually building them out. And by the way, because Chantel mentioned that, she has some really cool templates. If you go to chantelhills.com, she has some templates for channel art, which is really cool. And it shows extra things in there, like for TV viewers and stuff like that, and how they're going to see it. So you can make sure that when you're designing your channel art, that you're just keeping those things in mind. And I'm going to guess she's probably going to have something for this as well. But just keep an eye out for that. Make sure you do check out her stuff at chantelhills.com also. But in addition to that, we also have channel membership trials are being introduced. So I'm sure, if you interact with any type of, software or, web services or anything like that, the trial concept of, hey, let's get you in here. Let's get you trying this out. And then if you enjoy this, then you might become a paying customer. YouTube is applying that same idea to channel memberships for people that are qualified for that. I'm not sure what the qualifications are. However, they have mentioned that they are making that available for people that qualify for it. And what this does is it lets people become members free for a trial period. In addition to that, the goal is to try to get people to convert. So getting people into your channel membership, letting them see what's available. And then from there, if they're enjoying themselves, then that gives them the option to convert into that. You can also opt out of this if you do not want that. So let's say you have a channel membership where once somebody joins, then they get all of these links or all of these things inside of your channel membership to where they might be able to come in there for free and then get those things and then not join. In that case, you might want to make those things available somewhere else, or make it to where you don't have that feature activated if you're trying to protect those things. But this is an opportunity to where if you do have a channel membership and you're running it, in a way to where people are going to be excited once they get that free trial, then in that case, this is an option to add more members to what it is that you're doing. But again, you can opt out of this or into it in the membership tab in your YouTube studio. And if you don't see the toggle, it means that your channel currently is not available for this promotion. And at this moment in time, I'm not sure what countries this is being rolled out to, or if this is rolled out across the board. I'm not sure at this moment in time. They also have community updates to the community feed. So with this, they are making it to where you can do community-only posts. So with those posts, if you have communities enabled on your YouTube channel, then they're only going to show up for people that are interacting with your community. And it's going to be separated from your main feed posts that you make, in your main community posts, where those things can be kind of promotional, and YouTube can use that to bring new viewers in and things like that. With the community only post, this is locking it down more to the people that are already engaged with what it is that you're doing, which is great. And with this, this is exclusive to the community side, but it can still show up in other places on YouTube, including mobile search results and a spotlight card in the music app. In addition to that, YouTube is adding more moderation options to the community area, things like pinning posts, replying, managing the community, and multi-selecting posts so that you can moderate quickly. So instead of having to moderate each post at a time, you can select blocks of posts and then moderate them that way. And if you want to add mods, you can also do that by using the three-dot menu for somebody's comment in the post as well. Also, let's see here. So we have the community-only post. Now share updates exclusively. Bulk moderation, quick mod assignments. Quote creator posts. Fans can now quote a creator's original text or image post directly into a new post on the community to spark discussion with other fans, which is also a cool part of this. And you also have new discovery touch points, which are the mobile search results and the spotlight card in the music app. And your fans will also get notified when you pin their post or when you heart their post. So this is a way that you can bring people back in to your YouTube channel as well. So when you are, hearting comments in here, or you're, hearting posts that people are making, then they get notified of that, and then that might encourage them to come back in and interact more with what it is that you are doing. But some really excited stuff there, but a couple of other things I want to talk about. But first, before we talk about these things, I do want to let you know that this stream is brought to you today by Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a tool that you can use to repurpose your content. They have some really cool stuff that they're doing in addition to the repurposing. They have a new tool called AI Producer where you can upload your content into it, and you can take a clip, you can upload it, it can edit that clip down into to a clip, and then you can also add graphics to it, add text to it, and things like that. I've demoed it a few times here on the stream, but for those of you that are new to this, this is basically AI editing your short form content, which is really cool. But you can find out about that at producer.opus.pro. And then when it comes to Opus Clip, that is a clipping tool where you can take one long piece of content and you can convert it into a bunch of shorts that you can publish on your YouTube channel, or you can publish across other places on the internet, create new accounts for, things like that. But you can find out more about that by going to opus.pro or going to tryopusnow.com if you want to hook me up with a affiliate link.
Skull.
Now, one thing that I want to bring your attention to, and Dee actually brought this to my attention, and this is definitely a topic of discussion here. And then once this is finished, I got one more thing that I want to talk to you about. But this one's a big deal.
You ain't selling Norway products, are you?
This one's a big deal,
Yeah.
and
run it on you first so they can see it.
Yep, this one's a big deal. And with this, what this is the Atlantic. They are basically. Could you explain what they're doing here? It's a class action lawsuit because all these AI models.
People are. Yeah, this is turning into a class action lawsuit. People are using this information. They're banding together for a class action lawsuit, or maybe even multiple class action lawsuits. I'm still digging into this because this AI watchdog that's been created by the Atlantic, they've somehow created a system that can identify within the different AI models whose content they've been training on specifically. So you can go here and you can look under your name, your personal name, your channel name, your creator name. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, you can put your name in here, and you can try it with spaces and without spaces, depending on how you spell your name, and it will pull up anything that it has identified that AI systems have used on your content to train their system on. So this is why we've been telling people for a really long time, as soon as AI creation has been available, be careful with what you use, be careful how you use it. AI is great, it's an awesome tool, but also understand that at the same time, it's been trained on other people's content, and some companies have done it unethically. Mm-hmm. So the ones that have done it unethically, I think there's gonna be some serious legal battles in the near future.
Yeah, so you can see right here in this example, we have, I put in my name, and you can see here I've got 10 videos here, for this data set. I've got 3 videos here for this data set, 3 videos here for this data set, 3 for this one, 2 over here for this one. And as we just kind of keep going through this, you can see that, it's just stacking up. I know D, if we put D in here, was that everything together, or was that separated?
That was just one. That was one.
No, I mean, did you do that? Okay, I see
separate.
It right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with D,
they got me.
They got him for 72 videos. This place right here, 72 of his videos.
That's one, dude. That's one AI.
Yeah, that's one place, and then this one here's another 71. Yeah, so D's getting cooked here on all the mobile stuff.
You know what? D might be retiring soon.
And then here another 71 videos. Down here 64 videos. Down here this one is 52 videos. But as you can see, these are all things that are all videos that these models have been trained on. So they are doing a class action lawsuit here. So you might want to go check this out when you have a moment. I'm going to go ahead and just drop a link to this right here into the chat.
And to be fair, though, some of those are overlaps. So,
well, they're overlaps, but they're different services that are doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
right.
it's basically this place took 72 of them. This place took
right.
71 of them, and we also don't know if like one place is like they're getting them also from that one place, and then kind
right.
of distilling them down
still,
from there.
right. The fact that they're using it
yep.
without my authorization,
yes.
without anyone's authorization, some of these places are probably going to be sued into oblivion.
Yep. Hey, Jeanette, what's going on?
Some of them I predict are going to be too big to sue.
Yeah.
Untouchable.
Yep.
But some of them they're going to take a beating on this.
Yep. So because of that, definitely make sure that you do check that out and, just learn more about that. Dee introduced that to me right before the stream started today. So that's my, we looked at it, when we were at Starbucks, but it's a pretty big deal.
I just want to go on the record here and say that they used more of mine than they used of yours.
Yeah, they did.
Significantly,
a lot more.
Significantly
100%,
more.
Yep.
So just, do with that information what you will, sir. But I just wanted to put that out there in terms of when the geniuses around the world were sitting around like, who are we going to base our content off of? They were like, do we do Nick Nimmin or D Nimmin? And they were like,
D all day.
All day. D, we'll throw a couple in for Nick so he doesn't feel bad and doesn't feel left out.
Right.
But we're going D all day long.
Yep.
Can't get away from the D.
If you're enjoying the show,
so
remember to give it a thumbs
in
up
addition to
and
that,
share it with a friend.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on,
Right
Zach?
now.
In addition to that, another thing that Let me let that play there. Yeah, in addition to that, another thing that I do want to bring your attention to, just for those of you that are not familiar with this, is here, September 29th through October 1st, I invite you to join me at Vid Summit. Vid Summit is a conference for content creators where we go there to share everything it is that we know. And one of the cool things about Vid Summit is that it is by creators for creators. It's not, done by just some, random company that's putting a conference together to make money. This conference was put together for the sake of bringing creators together so that creators could learn from each other. So with this, you have all kinds of different speakers, that are here, from people that are content creators themselves to people that are managing the businesses behind content, from, people that that hang out in the stream and stuff like Roberto here and Daryl, of course, because it's his conference. But with this, basically, the whole idea is you go here to connect with other creators and you learn from the stages, but you also learn a lot from the conversations that you have in the hallways and over dinner and, all of those things. So I invite you to come. And in order to, learn more about this, you can go to vidsummit.com. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop that. Nope, I didn't drop the whole thing. Let me grab this here really quick. But you go to vidsummit.com and then you can see more about that and you can, grab tickets. If you want to, come and hang out with us there. So with that stuff out of the way, I think we are ready to rock and roll and go ahead and get into some questions here. So we got the watchdog thing out of the way, so we're going to go ahead and move that here.
That's crazy. And while you're pulling that stuff up, we were talking on the way in. And Kathy says, I haven't locked it in yet. I'm probably going, but I haven't. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's a really long trip. So I'm not.
Wah.
But if you're going,
Yeah, she's going. Yeah, she's going. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So D, you're also on mute, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And again, that's how you go viral.
Right.
Like that's all you have to do. Like if you put those tags in your video, that's a signal for the YouTube algorithm.
Love it.
And it's going to pick up your video and push it in front of the right audience every single time.
I love when he does that.
100% of the time.
Yep. So there you go.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it. That's the trick. Like, how do I do this? How do I make a living? Right there.
Yep. That's it.
That was it.
That was the secret
that
everybody's looking for.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you are new here, a couple things I do want to let you know as we are getting warmed up and getting started here is that what we are doing here is we're answering YouTube questions. We're giving you feedback on your channel, anything like that. So if you have a question about what you're trying to do on YouTube, if you are wanting feedback on your thumbnails or titles, we don't watch videos, but we can look at your video, but we just don't watch the videos because, copyright reasons and stuff. But if you're like, hey, how does my set look or, whatever the thing is, we can do that too. But in order to do that, you can go to nickniman.com/ask. And it will send you to this form that we are taking the questions from. And you can go ahead over there and, go ahead and get that in there so we can get you checked out on the stream today. Artemo Silva, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. Wiggy, what's up? Hope that you are doing awesome as well. Nice to see everybody. Zach Talks Tech, nice to see you. Silver Fox Designs, nice to see you here. Hope that you are doing great. Shark Scrapper, what's up, my man? Hope you're doing awesome. And Monique, what's up? Hope you're doing great. Jennifer, nice to see you here. Yeah, gang's here. Larry, what's up, man? Hope everybody's doing great. Tish, hope you're doing awesome. Yep. Yeah, hope everybody's locked in and ready to rock and roll. So the first question that we have here, I've got a little bit of overflow from last week because there were just a few questions that came in last week because we were interviewing Daryl. But when it comes to the questions that were put in last week, there are just a few. We're going to get through those first, and then we are moving on to the questions for today. But there are just a few. So, and it's from people that are already, here anyway. So the first one is from Chad on the Road. Chad on the Road uploads one time per week or more. They've been making videos for 1 year or more. He does urban exploration and haunted location content, and the goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. Question is, they say, probably a dumb question. I disagree. No question is a dumb question. Says, but what exactly does the collaboration feature in YouTube do, and how do you use it, and is it a good feature to use? So this is a good question. How many people here have used the collaboration feature? If you've used the collaboration feature, just let us know. Yeah, there we go. If you've used the collaboration feature, just let us know. But when it comes to the collaboration feature, how it works is it gives you the opportunity to put videos in front of a different audience. So you know how YouTube's recommendation system works in terms of you publish a video and then it shows it to the people that are the most likely to enjoy that content based on, how, they're interacting with YouTube and all of that. And then when you have your engaged viewers, the people that are actively engaging in your channel on a regular basis, then they're more likely to show your content to those people as well. when it comes to the collaboration feature, what it's doing is it's matching audiences across the different channels. So then in that case, it's showing your content to people that might be interested in the other channel, and showing the other channel's content to people that might be interested in your channel. So it's a cool feature. And it gives you the opportunity to get in front of additional people that might not have seen your content as quickly, which is a really cool thing. And I personally love how YouTube is kind of building those bridges where you publish something and they're making it to where from shorts you have related videos that can drive people places. We have all the different features we have for long form content that we've had for a long time to send people wherever, playlists, things like that. And then they're doing things like this as well to help people just kind of blend audiences across. And another thing when it comes to the collaboration feature is that is a button that you press and you invite somebody into that. But another way that you can collaborate in terms of sharing other people with your audience is if you have friends that make content like you that are also content creators. And if you don't, that's even more of a reason to go to VidSummit so you can make some. But when it comes to having friends that are content creators, as long as your audiences are similar in terms of the things that they're interested in, there's other things that you can do also where you do collaborations just through your community feed as well. And what that looks like is you both just agree. And again, you got to make sure the audiences are, similar here, but you both just agree to share each other's videos from time to time. And by doing that, that also gives you a chance to get in front of each other's audiences, through the posts as well. So it's just, handful more people gives you the option to get in front of more, which is also pretty cool. So next up, we have, one more thing too that I do want to let you know or remind you of, just in case you didn't know this already. So Dee and I started a school for YouTube content creators. It's called Tuber School. And we're helping content creators in there with all kinds of different things. So we're helping them, learn how to grow their channels. We're helping people, with production things. We're helping people navigate brand deals, all kinds of different problems that content creators have as content creators. We're helping everybody navigate that stuff. So if you are somebody that needs some extra support, you need help with what it is that you're doing, you need extra eyes on your stuff, because we're helping people, get feedback on their thumbnails, while they're in there looking at their videos, all those things. So if you need help with any of that stuff, we invite you to come and check out Tuber School. You can find out more about that at tuberschool.com, or if you're watching this somewhere where your mobile device is handy, you can just scan the QR code right there on the screen, and you can learn more about that as well. Ron Trains and Things, thanks for the super chat, man. Says I passed 75,000 subscribers this week. Couldn't have done it without Nick's videos and lives over the past 9 years. Still enjoy them, still learn and get all of the latest YouTube news and updates. Thanks so much, Nick and Dee. Awesome, man. Love to see you crossing those milestones. One of the cool things about YouTube, one of the things that I personally really like about YouTube is when it comes to things like this, right? Because Ron's channel is where he shares, his passion for model trains. And one of the things that I love about YouTube is it doesn't matter what you're into. You can find people on YouTube that are also into that thing. And it's a great place that connects people in that way. And it makes things like this possible, right? To where, he can grow a community. He can grow his channel to 75,000 subscribers, which means he's gotten a lot of views in order to get to 75,000 subscribers, right? So that's one of the things that I really love about YouTube is that it does give people, this type of opportunity to connect with other people that care about the same things that they do. Congratulations, Ron. That's absolutely fantastic. Love seeing you crossing these milestones. So next up on the list here, we have Nordcards Collectibles. Nordcards Collectibles. They upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do German sports cards advice and collecting. Goal of the channel is to quit their job and be a full-time content creator. The question says, hey, Nick, third time here. Your advice on my thumbnails already made a difference. Thank you. German sports cards niche, 650 subs in about 7 months, 50 plus videos. My data, news videos get about 10 times the impressions, but my educational/transparency videos convert subscribers about 8 times better per view. When you look at my updated thumbnails and titles, what would you change so the educational videos earn more impressions without turning them into clickbait? So when it comes to, and I'll pull your channel up here really quick and see what you got going on. Yeah, so when it comes to getting more impressions on YouTube, and let me share my screen here real quick. When it comes to getting more impressions on YouTube, It's more about overall video performance, not just your thumbnails. So, of course, when you are making thumbnails that help the viewers that you're trying to reach identify your content about something that they might care about, then they're going to be more likely to, stop, and it's going to grab their attention. And then they're going to be more likely to click on the video because they can recognize that it's about something that they care about. So because of that, thumbnails can make a difference in that way. And they can increase the amount of impressions that you're getting if people are already enjoying your videos, but then you've increased, the amount of people that are clicking on your videos when they're shown to people. So because of that, one change can make an impact. However, when it comes to total impressions that you're getting on videos, there's a handful of things that you got to think about. One is, the obvious stuff in terms of, getting people to click and people enjoying the content in terms of they go into the content and based on all the things that YouTube is measuring, then it tells their system that those viewers are enjoying what it is that you have published. And then therefore YouTube will take that information and say, hey, these types of viewers are enjoying this. So let's find other people on the platform that are like these people and also show this content to them, right? So you have that. But then you also have another thing too, which is the amount of people that might be interested in the topic itself. That's another big part of it. So you have to make sure that you're making videos about things that people care about, which, you are. I see some basketball cards here because the language, I can't read it. But, I see the basketball cards in the background. I see you have something that you're doing here about YouTube. And this one, I'm not sure what these, spreadsheets are. But the idea is that when you are publishing videos, the amount of impressions that you're getting on those videos are going to be determined by how people are responding to the content that you're publishing. So at the end of the day, what you are trying to make sure that you're doing is, trying to, over time, because, it definitely takes time, and it's something that you're always in the loop. You're always trying to do this. But the idea is that you figure out, okay, the people that are interacting with my content, they really, these topics, which you're already noticing this, these topics are topics that they seem to care about more. When they click into my videos, this is how they react to the beginning. This is how they react to the next part. This is how they react to the next part. And then you start finding those things that people are reacting to at higher levels and things that are causing people to leave. And you start fine tuning your content for that viewer experience. So the better you get at that, and talking about things that are, popular for a larger amount of people. As soon as you do those things, then it can help you start getting more impressions because people are, they'll be responding better because you're designing the experience in a better way. And this is something that you're always going to be, working against. And when it comes to YouTube, you're also competing with everything that's happening, on the platform at that moment in time, and everything that, the people that YouTube is showing your content to, you're competing with that, also. And if, there's a lot of high performance videos there, then in that case, you have to be able to compete with that stuff. So also, in addition to just working on your retention anyway, also make sure that, throughout the life cycle of your video in terms of, it's been online for 28 days, it's been online for 90 days, been online for 6 months, that whole thing, to where you are going in and you're looking to see how your videos compare to other viewers in your retention report, which also shows you kind of how you're competing there against videos of similar length on YouTube as well. And then, use that information to know if your videos are good or not. And then, from there, just work on topics, titles, thumbnails, and retention, of course.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs
next
up and
on the
share it
list,
with a
really
friend.
quick here, Home Rapid Repair. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Says, Social Blade ranks my channel as a C+. However, my channel stats have never been better. Thoughts? Yeah, so even, I'm not sure how their channel ranks. So the guy that is behind Social Blade, he used to hang out here from time to time. And I've never actually reached out to ask them about their ranking system in terms of the channel grade. So I'm really not sure what that means. I know the highest that I've had my channel there was a B, but I'm not sure in terms of what that even means when it comes to their system and what the qualifiers are for ranking within their within their grading system. But at the end of the day, though, I think that the elephant in the room is, if your channel's doing better than it's ever been, you just keep climbing and keep climbing, then, then you're doing the right thing and you're heading in the right direction. So, so keep doing what it is that you are doing there. And Tan going in the kitchen, thank you for the super chat as well, saying get some Starbucks coffee on me. Also, I sent a membership message earlier, so let me check that out. It says, do you know if clone machines are a thing yet? I have another commitment, so I can't stay to the end today. Oh, cloning. Nice. Yeah, so it's cool. Thank you for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Whatever it is that you're going to go and do, enjoy your day. Appreciate it. And Dak Talks Tech.
Welcome to the Neminati.
So for the channel membership, and I know you've been a member before, so when for the membership, we do have the Facebook group and we have the Discord. So if you are interested in either one of those, then you can join the Facebook group by going to neminvip.com. It's going to redirect you to that. And then for Discord, you just have to connect to Discord with the account that you're a member, and then that will open up that side of things for you. All right. So next up on our list here, Beanie Jaws says he's back at his computer now. Time to get the party started. Let's do it. Let's do it. So the next question that we have here on our list is from Real Mom Real Estate. They upload one time per week or more. They do real estate advice. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I'm about to relaunch. Do you recommend that I post 4 videos all at once and then once a week to stagger the 4 videos every other day, then once a week? So if you already have content on the channel, then you don't have to go through that process. If you're starting a channel from scratch, that's where it's recommended that you do, that you publish multiple videos at the same time so that, people have additional content to watch. So there are strategies that people are, applying where they do, publish multiple videos at once. It works for some people, it works for other people, and we're not really sure, for people that are doing that, we're not really sure if it's, like if it would matter, right? In terms of, if they just publish those videos staggered across, their regular upload schedule, would they still have done just as good as, as they did there for the ones that do work? So, there isn't anything, that would prove one way or the other for that. So typically the approach when it comes to, your channel is if you don't have any content on it yet, and like in your case, you're fine because, you have 159 videos on the channel. And, if you're publishing long form, even though it's been a while, 2 years, you still have other content that people can watch. So as long as the videos that you're publishing are, I got to move where that thing pops up next time. As long as the videos that you're publishing are still relevant to the audience that you're going to be trying to reach, then in that case, it's fine. Because let's say you publish a video tomorrow and people enjoy that video. You have, let's say, 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever it is. However many people go through that video, then YouTube's going to detect that they enjoy that video for the people that do. And then from there, you already have an archive of content where YouTube can say, hey, they enjoyed this. Wonder if they'll enjoy this. And then you have that content that they can test against them. So because of that, you're already in that position because you have a bunch of content on the channel. So you don't have to worry about, kind of blitzing things out in that way. And instead, you can be ahead on your upload schedule. So, if you, if you're going to be publishing on a regular basis, let's say once a week, twice a week, anything like that, then, if you take the other approach, then you can just publish more consistency, be ahead of it. And then you don't have to be as, concerned about staying on top of it, once you get those videos out and that sort of thing. So, so because of that, I would just ride it out. And Artemio Silva says, anyone here using Meld? So I use Meld sometimes when I stream at home. Like at home, I occasionally do channel review streams. Haven't done them in a while. Going to start doing them again soon. But when I'm at home and I'm doing channel review streams, I'll use Meld sometimes just because I think Meld is fantastic. For this stream, we use StreamYard, but Meld is a fantastic software. They did a really, really good job with that. And because Meld is such a cool piece of software and all the things that, that are in it, I'm honestly not sure why people use OBS anymore because Meld is such a cool tool. Like you can, you have all your plugins and all that stuff. So if you're like a power user, then I understand OBS. But in terms of, like, hey, I'm just trying to put a stream together, have it look good, sound good, maybe add some graphics on the screen, have some different scenes, stuff like that. Yeah, I really don't think that there's a better hardware solution right now than Meld. And with that also, it's free. I know I think they have some paid options now, but in terms of the core of it, like you can just use Meld, which is fantastic. Let's see here. So next up on the list, okay, we did Rebecca, I believe. Yep, we did Rebecca. And then next up here, we have I Know a Guy Bicycles. I think they know a guy. Hey, do you know a guy that does that where I can get a bike? You know where I can get a bike? So let's see here. They do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is all things about a bicycle shop. Goal of the channel is to make money. The target audience is the cycling community, and the question is, at what point a producer will take my channel to the next level? For being a one-man band, it's really challenging to do all the things. So this is a really interesting question. So when it comes to somebody else, doing things for your YouTube channel, that's really going to come down to who it is that you hire to help or who it is that you partner with to help. So right now, the big challenge that you face when it comes to your channel is if it's not generating enough income to hire somebody yet. I'm actually going to pull it up here real quick so I can just kind of see where you're at. But if it's not generating enough income to hire somebody yet to help with those sorts of things, then in that case, it's going to be, it's going to be on you. So you got 14,000 subscribers. Okay, this is good. So if you have somebody in your shop that can help, then, if they're already on your payroll or something, then allocating some time there for them to help you might be the thing. If you're doing everything yourself, the shop, your YouTube channel and everything, then in that case, you could, because if you're doing this to make money and to bring awareness to your shop and to sell things from your shop and that sort of thing, drive people to your website where they can buy bikes and those sorts of things, then in that case, this would be a business expense where you can hire somebody to, help in that regard. And this would just be one of the marketing arms of your bicycle business. So because of that, you can do that at any time. And as a part of that, if you do find it all overwhelming right now, then just by having somebody take that, pressure off, that might be, something that might be able to help you just be a little bit more intentional with the content, or maybe it'll be something that will, help you be able to move the needle a little bit more. But one thing that I can tell you is that when it comes to hiring people, as long as you can have the channel or the business paying for it, then in that case, it'll definitely open you up. Like I'm sure you've already experienced with your bicycle shop, right? So in terms of, having to do everything yourself, part of the gig, until you can get to that point. For a lot of content creators, they have to go another route. So you have the advantage that you have a business already, and then you can use the YouTube channel as part of that. But a lot of content creators, they have to start, making their gaming videos or making their productivity videos or their fashion videos or, whatever the thing is. And then, they're doing work, plus, all the other things about life, and then also, their YouTube channel on top of that as well, without, any help at all from the business side when it comes to, finances and things like that. And they're having to come out of pocket when it comes to, trying to hire people and, those sorts of things. So you're actually in a really good position because you already have a business. You're in a really good position to, do those types of things faster if that's something that you want to do. But it is challenging. It's absolutely challenging to do all the things. And I think because it is challenging, I think that's why a lot of content creators, I think it's why a lot of them don't make it, very, very far. Because, you're publishing videos and you're doing the thing. And, if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and if you're not hanging out in streams like this, where you see people in the chat that are, like Ron that came in here earlier and he dropped his, super chat saying he just crossed 75,000 subscribers. Like if you're not seeing those types of things, then, it can be really challenging, to just keep going because you might not see that potential. You see other people winning on YouTube, but you just don't have that, closeness that you have, in a situation like these live streams where, where you're, seeing people like, hey, these are, just people in the chat that are having these results. So it makes it a lot more realistic, which I think is valuable when it comes to, the vision of believing that you can, that you can accomplish a successful YouTube channel. Next up on the list, we have the Late Apex Garage. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. It's an automotive channel from the perspective of an engineer with 3 decades of experience at a car company. That's cool. The question is, I'm lost. How many people feel lost right now on your YouTube channel? Let me know if you feel lost. Yeah, I know that's a common feeling for content creators. Before I answer this question, I also want to let you know, if you are new here and this is your first time, we're answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing, there is a form in the description or a link in the description that you can go and you can put your channel in there, and it's all free. And then it'll show up on my end, and then we answer them in the order that they come in. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nicknimmin.com/ask, and I'll put that on the screen here for you real quick. And it will send you to that same exact place where you can get your question answered or feedback on, anything with your channel. So we have here, so we have some lost, feeling lost coming in. Yes, when it comes to YouTube, I think that, I see that on Reddit a lot, where people are, they feel lost, or, they feel, kind of lonely being a content creator, just because they don't, because they're just like in their own bubble, essentially being the only person around them, in their life that is being a content creator. So it can definitely, feel that way in terms of being lonely. And then, just like anything, new that you do that is challenging, when you are trying to figure it out, it's really easy to have those feelings of being lost. But one thing that I do want to assure you, for those of you that are feeling lost right now, is that, and I say this at the end of the stream too, but YouTube is a learning curve, just like, getting a new job, starting a new hobby, playing a new instrument, anything like that. So you just have to go through that process, right? And and it's interesting because, you're putting all this time and effort into videos and hoping things that'll work out. And while you're doing that, you're also trying to learn at the same time, and then apply what it is that you learn. And there's just a lot, going on. So it can definitely be challenging, but hang in there. You got this, right? Make sure that you do know that it is something that you can do. So the question here says, I'm lost. I thought I had YouTube figured out when I got some success, 100,000 views, video on my other channel, but I can't replicate it there anymore. Let me dismiss this. I can't replicate it there, or more importantly on this channel. I have a wealth of experience, but I don't know how or where to apply it to build this channel. I don't want to compete with ViceScript, Garage, doing revivals, or Engineering Explained, doing whiteboard explainers. The only resource I have is to bounce ideas off of AI, and I've come to the conclusion that it's useless. Yeah, especially, well, I won't say Ask Studio is completely useless, because it's not, but it can definitely lead you down the wrong, path. So be careful using that. But they say that, how do I figure out where I fit in on YouTube and how I create the most value for viewers? So this is a good question. And the reason that I believe this is a good question is because when it comes to YouTube, a lot of people are publishing videos for something, and they are trying to figure out the direction to go and hoping that something's going to happen on YouTube that will kind of pull them into a direction. The approach that I recommend to people is to actually build in that direction. So what that means is, or the difference is, when you are not really sure the direction, you're just publishing stuff and you're hoping something works out, right? So you're like, okay, I'm going to publish this video on this because I think it's, an interesting topic, and hopefully others will feel the same. But when you are building in a direction, what that means is that you get super clear on who it is that you're making content. First, you have a clear goal for what it is that you're trying to do. You get super clear on who it is that you're making content for, and how you understand how that audience is going to help you achieve the goal. You build a strategy that helps you, get in front of those people in terms of, the content that you're going to publish, when you're going to publish, if you're going to publish shorts, if you're going to publish long form, if you're going to do live streams, and you give the reasons for everything, right? But basically you build it out and you say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. These are the people that I'm serving with this content. And then this is the content that I'm going to make that's going to get me there. And there's more to it, but those are very core foundational things to intentionally building your channel in a direction for the sake of serving a particular type of viewer on YouTube, which in your case is people that love cars. But when it comes to loving cars, there's also a lot of nuance in that as well. Like, are you, in front of people that love electric cars, people that love classic cars, people that like to, restore cars, which I think is, some of the competition that you mentioned here. But when you get really clear on all of those things, then you can start looking around your niche to see what other people are doing and look for those places that you can fit in and offer something different or a spin on something that somebody else is offering that you're like, hey, that's cool, but I think it would be cooler if it was this, and that would also help me achieve my goals, and that would be relevant for the people that I'm trying to reach, and these are the videos that I could make in order to make sure that I'm getting in front of those people that will ultimately also end up leading me to whatever goal it is that I'm trying to reach, right? So I'm going to look at your channel here really quick and just see what it is that you're doing, because we can probably see some nuance right away in what it is that is that is going on here in your channel. Let's find out. Oh, Late Apex Garage. Okay, I got you. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let's get you pulled up. So right here, okay, what really happens if you put diesel in your gas tank? Interesting topic, really. What no one shows you about SEMA, not sure what SEMA is, but you had people respond to this one, which is good. The truth about JD Power from an automotive engineer. Okay. And then we have 8 months ago, custom, vintage air install in a classic muscle car. So yeah, so these are older videos. So step one would be to start publishing on a more regular basis. Let me see if you're doing live streams here. Maybe you're doing all that. Okay. Yeah, so step one would be to just start publishing on a regular basis. So here's what you should do. One, figure out what you're trying to do, because you can definitely just focus everything on getting views and subscribers, and that's fine. But usually people want something in addition to that when it comes to YouTube, or they're doing it for a deeper purpose than numbers on a screen. So for example, you're trying to position yourself in some way. You're trying to teach people about cars and how things like putting diesel in your gas tank, or the truth about JD Power. You're trying to warn people of things, or whatever the thing is. But basically figure out what it is that you're going to offer there, and then start publishing on a regular basis for those people. Because one thing is that right now, you have cars in your thumbnails, things like that. And I'm just going to hover over this and see, here, let's click in here real quick and see if we can get it to play. Yeah, and even here, right, you're out, you're on the scene, which is cool, right? So you're out here in the world, having these conversations with people, which is great. So I think you can definitely add value here, but I think you have to just, spend some time thinking about, and this is kind of what your question was, thinking about what it is that you're really wanting to offer and what you want to get known for from this channel, because you're an engineer, which means that you have a different perspective than a gearhead, right? So a gearhead, they have their way of looking at things, and then as an engineer, you have your way of looking at things. And I'm going to guess that your way of looking at things might be more scientific. So because of that, just leaning into that, and when you're putting your content together, maybe experiment with making it a little bit more heady for that crowd that does care about cars and the nuances of cars. So a couple of things just really quick is, when it comes to videos like you made on the putting gas in diesel, this is an interesting topic. It didn't do that. It didn't do great, but it's an interesting topic. But it's also super general, right? In terms of, pretty much anybody could click on this. And it may or may not necessarily be the same audience for, the people that would be watching, this video, right? So because of that, when it comes to just getting clear on who it is that you're trying to reach, because you hear me say that all the time, the whole idea is to think about, okay, if I created an imaginary, friend, an avatar, right, an imaginary friend, or the avatar is the profile of that friend, then in that case, what is it that they would really like to see on this YouTube channel that I would also love to make? And how can I make it to where every video, or almost every video on the channel, to where if they were to run into my channel from any of these, ways in, that they would be like, wow, this is great. And then if YouTube recommended them any of these other videos, they would also, instantly see value in that video and instantly be interested in that video, right? But, again, I think that in your case, that the work that you need to do is just really getting clear on okay, what is it I'm trying to do here? And, what is it that I'm going to be publishing? Because when it comes to YouTube, you want to pick that lane, and then you just want to go, right? Like, hey, okay, so if I'm serving people that are, you know, into like custom cars and things like that, then let me make sure that every video that I'm making is going to help those people in some way or add value to them in some way. If I'm making videos about, you know, car tips and, you know, prevention tips and things like that, then in that case, I need to make sure that every video is going to, you know, serve people, you know, in that way. And I'm going to try to build that audience out, but just getting clear on, you know, what it is that you want to offer. And really, I would start, you know, here and just say, you know, like, what is it to where if I am publishing videos on my channel and I'm publishing for, let's say, the next 5 years on this channel or the next year on this channel, by the end of that year, if people were having a conversation about me, what would they say that my channel is, right? Like, what's that thing that I would like to get known for, and what content do I need to, you know, start putting together in order, you know, in order to build that out. And I know that was a really long answer to the question, but I think what you're dealing with here is something that a lot of content creators deal with. And I think this is also where, you know, when you're publishing videos to YouTube, you know, if you just come in and you just start publishing without, you know, any type of clear plan or anything like that, then it can, you know, it can put you in that situation to where you're like, okay, well, you know, I'm making videos, but, you know, now I'm here, but I'm not really sure if this is where I want to, you know, to be. And then they end up having to pivot because of it. So doing that work now to figure out what you're trying to do will be very beneficial for you long term.
Renee Ritchie has arrived.
Renee Ritchie in the house. What's going on? Hope you're doing awesome.
Hope you're having a rad day.
Hope you're having a rad day. Yep.
Renee.
Yep. Says happy weekend, Super Nim and Bros and stream. What's going on? So I guess it's like Mario Bros.
Yep.
So yeah, so D just started playing Nintendo Switch.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, so he's playing like a lot of Mario Kart and that kind of stuff right now, which is
Boy, am
interesting.
I.
Yep.
I'm really getting into Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going to start a new channel just about Mario Kart.
Yep. Oh, nice. Are you?
No. No. Those guys are
like,
so
that's
good.
cool.
Those guys are so good. No, I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible, but it's fun.
So, yeah, he says that a lot of new updates this week. Yeah, we went over them at the beginning of the stream. Says very packed, very fun updates this week. Lots more to come. Yeah, it's good there's lots more to come because I want to start doing the news again. So yeah, so I would love to, you know, you know, that there's, you know, a lot more to come for a while, for like a year's worth of, you know, news segments. That would be great.
Renee, when Renee was given the news, he said there were some rad updates.
Yep.
I haven't heard the word
Rad?
rad since like 1988.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're bringing it back.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
It's
right.
good. Yeah.
Renee's bringing rad back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
We should start. Yeah, we should start saying that in the
I'm here
streams
for
too.
it.
Yeah.
It's rad.
Yeah, it's good.
Skateboard. Yep. There it is.
Yep.
Bringing rad back. I love it. That was a great word.
Yeah.
That's so
What
rad.
was it? There's a bicycle movie called Rad too. Remember that?
Yeah. The whole BMX era back in the 80s, early 90s, that sort of thing.
Good times.
Yeah. Rad.
Good times.
Rad is great. Stoked is great.
Stoked. Wow, haven't heard that one in a while either. Yeah, it's good.
Renee, if you can slip stoked into the next Creator Insider video, that'd be awesome.
He said they still use it in California. Nice.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yep.
Still a great word.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally gnarly. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Good.
gnarly.
Yeah, love it.
That should be the thing. We should be giving Renee words, nostalgic words.
To sneak
to
into
to
the Creator
slip in-
Insider
to
videos.
slip into the Creator Insider videos, so
that's
people
great.
are watching it, they know where it came from.
It's good.
Yeah. Little Easter egg in there. Like, oh,
Good.
there it is.
That's good.
Yep. He said you got it. That's what it is.
Love it.
Every week you come in, what's the word?
Yep.
Next week it's stoked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Mazzy Trodistry is the next question here. They are getting ready to start their channel. The goal of the channel is to have fun. They say, hey, it's me, Mazzy. I recently rebranded one of my other channels I didn't use, and I have only 2 unlisted or private shorts on it, to a second channel where I can make art and sometimes interactive videos that don't relate to any of my content on Mazzy Artistry, including Mazzy, let's see here, Twodistry, and says, for those that have started a second channel before to separate from the main, what do you do to make it succeed like the main one? It's the same. So, you know, one of the things that's advantageous of focusing on one channel when you first, you know, start making content is that you learn how to grow that channel. And then once you learn how to grow that channel, then you take what you learned from that channel and then you apply it to the other channel. There's some nuance in terms of, you know, depending on the audience you're in front of, things like that, you know, there'll be different things that you need to do, but the core stuff, once you figure it out, then, you know, you can follow that same pattern when it comes to the other channel that you do. So because of that, just figure out the thing that you're doing, or that, what worked for you on your main channel. And then from there, you want to apply that to the second channel. Yeah, Renee says that he should be at Bid Summit. Yeah, we're also going to be giving away some Bid Summit tickets today.
Oh yeah, we should have led with that.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah.
For those of you that are here, we are going to be talking about Bid Summit here. Sure, not talking about it, but we are going to be giving away tickets to Vid Summit here shortly. So make sure that you do keep an eye out for that. It looks
the
like
big
I'm
VS.
Accidentally double posting here. There we
The big VS in Texas.
The big VS.
That's right.
That's right.
Giving away tickets to the big VS.
Mm-hmm. So next up on our list here, we have the Lazarus Code. What do you think they do, D, on this channel? Lazarus Code.
Lazarus Code.
Let's go. What are they doing in the Lazarus Code?
They're doing something where it's kind of like a Da Vinci Code. They're like digging into stuff, looking at like ancient things.
Like ancient artifacts?
Ancient artifacts, ancient texts, reading ancient books. Or they could be writing stories about the Lazarus missions that were in Interstellar movie.
Oh, okay.
They could be telling the stories of the lost astronauts, and they could be an entire series of all these stories about the Lazarus missions.
Love it.
It's one of those.
Love it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so here we go. So they upload when they have time.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a gaming and psychology channel.
I was really close.
Yeah, so that was pretty far
I'm really good
off.
at this.
Yeah.
I'm really, really good at this.
Oh, love it. Hey, Marianne, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. So the goal of the channel here is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I took your guys' advice and I got an affiliate partnership with NordVPN. Even still, I'm trying to get to their next level as far as sponsorship. Is there a certain number that I should hit? And will it be more likely that sponsorships come to me at some point? So if you are, so this is something really interesting when it comes to promoting things as an affiliate, is when brands start looking around for people to work with that are a good fit for them. And then they see that you already are promoting things, either as an affiliate or through, in a partnership capacity or sponsorship capacity. Then in that case, that tells them that you're already, explaining things, you're already bringing attention to things, stuff like that. So because of that, it's just a good thing to do anyway. But also, if you are trying to get your very first sponsorships, then you can publish your not publish your affiliate income, but when you're negotiating and you're doing outreach for your brand deals, then you can actually use some of that. So you can say, hey, I drove, X amount of sales to NordVPN as an example. And by doing that, that shows them that you can, bring awareness to things. Because there are, channels that when they promote stuff, like nobody takes action on anything. And there's other channels when they promote stuff, then people take action. And then there's like the super channels where when they, there's just super engaged audiences to where when they promote something, it'll just get crushed, right? So because of that, when you're promoting things and you have, stats to show, hey, I'm promoting this, and then, it brought, this much to that company, then it's great to bring those types of things to the attention of the companies that you're working with or that you plan to work with. So next up here on the list, we have laterals. Laterals.
Laterals?
Yep. What do you think they do, D?
Laterals. They are either a fitness channel or they study ancient maps.
Ancient maps. Interesting. Why ancient maps?
Just a feeling.
Okay. So they do comedy.
God, I'm just
Dude, you're so good.
Listen
at this.
Listen.
You know what? If everything else doesn't work out,
everything else falls apart.
Yep.
If I can make money
doing that.
But doing this.
Yep. Picking what channel names mean for channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But here's
Good.
the thing, though. Like, you're missing an opportunity. Right?
Oh,
Can you
love
tell
it.
me what the name is, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, those are opportunities missed. Who's making a channel on the Lazarus missions?
Right.
Nobody on YouTube. How many people are interested in Interstellar? Millions. There's an opportunity
Presence.
there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, really quick, I want to let you know if you're new here, if you're just joining us, we're answering YouTube questions. We're giving feedback on channels. We're answering questions. So during this stream, because basically we don't know how it's going to go, we just answer the questions as they're coming in. So because of that, you get to learn a bunch of stuff during the stream. So if you're a content creator, you're in the right place. Sit back, listen. Feel free to participate. A bunch of awesome people in the chat right now, and just listen to all of the things. If you want to put your question into the form, we should be able to get it answered on the stream today. In order to do that, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will send you to the place where we're pulling these questions from, and it's completely free to do. So next up on the list here, or no, this is the same question here from Laterals. I guess we should answer the question before we move on. But they say, are shorts worth posting? My target persona is 16-year-old males in the United States, freshman, sophomore in high school. Oh, yeah. Yeah, shorts are definitely, for your target audience, they're definitely worth posting. But it says, are shorts worth posting? Not just the long form clipped up, but more original scripted shorts. Also, where's the best place to find reliable editors? Great question. So when it comes to shorts, absolutely, they are worth posting as long as they fit into, what it is that you're trying to do with the channel. So, if you are publishing long form and you're doing that for a certain reason, and then you are publishing shorts just because you think that, that you should be publishing shorts, but it's going to add a lot to your workload and possibly burn you out, in that case, no. But if you are publishing, long form videos and you see the value in shorts because you understand that your audience is probably there too, then in that case, shorts is a great way to also get in front of people that are not watching long form at that moment in time. So it's your opportunity to create a different experience for those viewers that are in the short shelf, and also to bring attention to your channel for people that might not have ever clicked on your videos. Because when it comes to shorts, it's different. Like with long form, you have a conscious choice that needs to be made before somebody enters your video. They have to see it somewhere. They have to stop and look at it. And then from there, they have to figure out if it's right for them. And then they click on it, and then they have to, enjoy the content at a certain rate, so on and so forth. But in order to even get them to click, the topic has to align, the thumbnail has to grab their attention. The title's got to compel them to click on it. But when it comes to YouTube Shorts, you just show up. Hey, what's going on? And you just show up in somebody's feed, and that's your opportunity to connect with that person that might not have clicked on your long form content. So because of that, yes, absolutely. When it comes to the best place to find editors, a bunch of different places. So first, there's a website called ytjobs.com. If you go to YT Jobs, they have editors there that are working with YouTubers specifically. And a difference between getting somebody off of Fiverr compared to somebody off of YT Jobs is that the people on YT Jobs are working with YouTubers when it comes to their content. People on Fiverr are working with YouTubers some, but they're probably also working with like marketers and making marketing videos. And they're probably also making some real estate videos and, those sorts of things. Maybe some like home tour videos, doing that kind of thing. So because of that, using an experienced creator that understands YouTube or editor that understands YouTube is very valuable, because then you don't have to go through the process of learning all of the things that go with editing, because you're leveraging the experience of somebody that already knows how to edit, right? So that's a good resource for that. But if you want to go outside of that, you can do Fiverr if you want. You can go to upwork.com. If you want to connect with somebody that is overseas, there you can get a lot of, quality, talent for cheaper prices usually, but you have time zone things that you got to work with there. But you can go to onlinejobs.ph. For that is people that are in the Philippines offering services as well. So if you speak English, they also, they'll also speak English and all that stuff. And you can usually get things for a better price and really good service coming out of the Philippines as well.
Yep.
Next up, we have Dole Whip Dad. Dole Whip Dad says that what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. Upload every other day. They do Disney travel and lifestyle content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I have 2 channels currently monetized and some other stuff too. When should I consider creating an LLC, if at all? So if you are generating income from your YouTube channel, then in that case, if it's, income that is, starting to add up, then at that time, that's where you want to do the LLC. This isn't financial advice, by the way. But basically, when it comes to setting up an LLC for this, you also have advantages of being able to like write things off and, all that, which you can technically do even without it as a sole proprietor. But, it just gives you, additional things, helps you stay organized. because then, you know, all of your expenses are going through that, you know, account and all that. And yeah, what were you gonna say, D?
I was going to say, if you're in the U.S., I would get with a tax advisor or an accountant who works with other creators. If you're working with somebody who doesn't have experience with working with YouTubers and creators, they might be missing out on some opportunities for you to set this up. But they're going to be able to guide you. Like you said, it's not financial advice. Like, depending on your current situation, an LLC could work in your favor, or technically it could work against you, depending on your situation. So it's worth booking a call with consultation with somebody who does this professionally, just to make sure you get things set up right.
Tom Nash at the house.
IRS does not play.
Yep. Tom Nash at the house, reporting in from southern Thailand.
Oh, he's back.
Yep. What's going on, dude? Hope you are doing awesome. Thanks for taking time out of your chillaxing time to hop into the stream and say hey. Hope you're doing great.
You in Phuket, Tom?
Yeah, he's down south. I'm not going to like dox him like where he's at, but he's down south.
He's on 2nd Street in Phuket in the Amara Resort, room 478.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if
that
was exactly where he was at?
Yeah.
He'd be like, what are you doing, man? First, how did you know? Two, I can't believe you said that online.
Yeah.
So he's coming in from Krabby.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Just
Matt.
Yeah, Krabby's cool, man.
Mapped Out is the next channel. Mapped Out does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for less than a year. They do geography content. Goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. The question is, the majority of my impressions and views are from browse rather than suggested. Why is this, and does it matter? So at the end of the day, you know, as long as you're getting views, you know, that's what matters. But it's often normal to get a lot less from suggested videos. However, if you are trying to increase the views that you're getting from suggested videos, pay really close attention to your titles and how they get truncated in suggested videos, and make sure that anything that's relevant to the viewer in terms of, you know, that would compel them to click, give them information and compel them to click, make sure that you front load anything that's important to the viewer there. So then that way, nothing that's important is getting cut off. None of the context they need is getting cut off, and then they can clearly understand what they're clicking in. Number two, make sure whatever imagery it is that you are showing in your thumbnails, make sure that that imagery is big enough that if it is viewed at a smaller size, that that you don't have to you know, squint or anything like that, that you can easily make out the general concept of the video. Other things also is, you know, when people are watching, you know, when you're getting suggested traffic, like those people are already engaged in videos. When you are getting traffic from a homepage, those people are just looking for something to watch, right? So they're scrolling around, they're looking for something that catches their eye. When you are, you know, competing in suggested, then there, you know, you're already engaged, or you're catching somebody that's already engaged in content and trying to pull them, you know, pull them into your content. So it can be a lot more challenging. Let's see here. Go ahead and hit this. Bam.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
All right. So for Mapped Out here, yeah. So like little things like this. Like let me pull this up. So right here, like on this one from 2 weeks ago, right? So on like you know, in some places this is going to be fine, right? Like obviously, you know, on home pages, anywhere where this is displayed big, this is going to be fine. But as this gets smaller and smaller, this, let me zoom in here. So as it gets smaller and smaller, the doomed by geography becomes more and more challenging to read, but it's still pretty good, right? So even small like this, it's still pretty good. So I think you're okay on that particular one. But the one issue is, you know, making it clear maybe what this is, you know, possibly would be something that I would experiment with there, and just kind of, you know, test it there and see if that helps you when it comes to suggested. Let's look and see. Yeah, actually, you know, you're doing a lot of things right here in terms of, you know, making all your text big and, you know, that sort of thing. But I think one place that might be hurting you in suggested could be some of these that you might not be able to make out. And these are getting bigger and bigger on YouTube also, which is good. But in some places they're still, you know, kind of small, and like, you know, some phones and stuff. But basically, you know, here, like you can definitely make out the text, which is good. But because of where the arrow is going to the country, you know, it might make that country a little harder to stand out. And I like that you say why this capital city is still divided. and you're not necessarily disclosing the city, which is opening the curiosity gap there. So I think you're doing okay there. But the if you have something that you're trying to make it out there, then you might be working against yourself there. But I would at the very least move the arrow over so that it comes down here and just points in this direction instead of it pointing to that line where it might get a little bit messy there at a small size. But overall, really, I think what you're doing here is okay. But another big elephant in the room when it comes to suggested videos or any page on YouTube is you're going to get views from where your videos thrive. So, for example, if people typically just respond better from home pages and you're able to capture them there, then in that case, you're going to thrive there. If people typically come into your videos from suggested, then you're going to thrive there, as well. So because of that, I would just work on things like, and your titles are short too, which is good for most of these, maybe not this one, but your titles are good too in terms of, incredible facts about India, right? That part would fit into suggested before it gets trimmed. Looking at these, they do look a little bit dull. So they're colorful in terms of you're using color, but they're not saturated in terms of the colors necessarily popping. So one thing that I would experiment with and just see if it helps at all. The first thing I would try here from looking at your channel is to get rid of the dullness. Yep. So just pumping these up a bit so that all of the color that you are using is more saturated might help them stand out more when it comes to suggested videos. Because topics and all that stuff, I think you're good. How you're writing your titles, all that I think is good. So in terms of optimization for people recognizing what you're doing, I think you're fine there. But I would try to make the thumbnails pop a little bit more. And then also, just so you know, when it comes to suggested videos, you can also, if you go into your traffic sources report, is my audio out? But when you go to the traffic sources report, there's a temporary drop, Doug mentioned. But when you go to your traffic sources report on YouTube for each individual video, if you go and you look at suggested, you can also see how long people are watching for. So, you also might find that for whatever reason, when people are coming from suggested videos, maybe they're not sticking around as long, right? So if they're clicking less and not sticking around as long, then, then that's obviously going to work against you. So it could be that. And really quick, also, Renee mentions, he said, percentages are zero sum. If you go up in percentage and browse, you have to go down on suggested or search. Looking at that amount of views is probably more helpful. Thank you for that, kind sir. Appreciate it.
What does he know? What is YouTube's creator Lee Zion know? What in the world does he know?
So next up on the list here.
Why is there? We might be having some technical difficulties here.
Are we?
Maybe.
Uh-oh. So next up on the list, we have Silver Fox Forest Designs. Uploads 1 time per week or more. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do art, draw, inspiration, crafts channel. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, hey, it's me again, sending you both best wishes. I'm a rare original human content creator who makes all of their own stuff apart from the odd thumbnail. There's been talk on YouTube of demonetizing faceless channels, but no clear definition of what faceless means. So really quick, so people, when they make those videos, they say faceless channels in general so they can get more people clicking on the videos because it scares people. So the problem isn't that you're faceless. The problem is that the problem is channels that are making content that is easy to mass produce, content that doesn't add any real value to anybody, content that is something to where from video to video you can't really disclose that it's necessarily a different video, things like that. Those are the types of channels that are having problems. Every now and then something else might get caught in the net, but as soon as YouTube as soon as that's brought to YouTube's attention and they dispute something, or they go after Team YouTube on X to bring it to their attention, as long as you're not violating anything, then they will reinstate your channel and it's not a problem. So when it comes to, all the channels that make videos about faceless channels getting demonetized, that's absolutely a thing, but they use faceless as a general umbrella because if they say just AI generated low quality faceless channels, then in that case, not many people are going to click on that video. So because of that, if you're doing everything as a human and you're putting it all together and your videos are, different from video to video and you're not mass producing them and things like that, then in that case, you don't have anything to worry about. But you say here, I don't show my face, but people still see my hands. Yeah, you're fine. Says, would I still qualify to get monetized? I'm still not anywhere near getting monetized currently without showing my face. Do masks count? And how does that stand with discrimination and equal opportunity protection? Yeah, like with that, you know, they're not gonna.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Sue YouTube, get paid, retire.
Yeah, like they're not gonna hold any of that type of stuff, you know,
fine.
against you. Some people do that as novelty, where they will wear masks, and some people have like full helmets and like, you know, custom, you know, stuff that they create as part of their brand or whatever. So people do that sort of thing too. So yeah, so don't worry about those types of things. But as long as you're, you know, as long as you're manually putting together the content, you know, you're using, you mentioned that your hands are in it too. So yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it too much in your case.
I mean, even if your hands weren't in it, I think high quality content is not going to have a problem. And
Right.
if you do, it's going to be temporary. You can track people down to get things taken. Generally, fingers crossed, you can track down Team YouTube and stuff to handle it if they've made a mistake. But if you're making low quality, low effort AI slop, which is what you're not doing that, right? That's really all it comes down to, just repetitive, low effort, low quality, mass uploading, low quality slop. Those are the ones that seem to have an issue. Or maybe they're breaking other rules.
Right.
You know, I've seen, don't get me wrong, YouTube is not perfect by any means. You know, the systems make mistakes. But
That's what I was saying before about if a problem does happen, you're
Yeah.
legitimately not
Right.
breaking any rules, then you don't have anything to worry about, and they'll reinstate your channel.
yeah, more often.
If you get caught in a net for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah, mistakes happen. You can usually get it taken care of. But you're going to be fine. You're an artist.
Yeah,
we
they
keep
say
saying
the audio is fading in and out occasionally. Interesting. So I'm gonna not touch this and just make sure that we don't have like a cable shorting out or something weird. So let's see here. And YouTube is a marathon, Squidly Storm. Absolutely, it is. So let's see here. So we have Kobe Wiggle. What do you think they do, D?
Kobe Wiggle.
Yep, Kobe Wiggle.
Probably-
Kobe Wiggle in the house.
Probably a caterpillar farm.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty character. Yeah, like something that they would, you know, travel and they would land on a planet of Kobe Wiggles.
That's right.
Yeah, or maybe Kobe Wiggles is like the president of the planet.
Yeah, Kobe
Yeah,
Wiggles.
the ruler of the planet.
Yeah. And Rick's arch enemy.
Yep.
That he's enslaved them on this planet and they can't get out.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a caterpillar farm.
Caterpillar Farm. Mm-hmm. Man, that's a good one. But what makes you think? Is it the Wiggle?
Just a feeling, just an instinct, dude.
Okay.
Like
You're pretty good at this, so you're probably right. Let's find out.
When you're tuned in to when you have your finger on the pulse of creators,
Yeah.
when you hear Cody Wiggle, you go Caterpillar Farm.
Yep.
Like it would be stupid for them not to be a Caterpillar Farm.
Okay.
And what a lost opportunity. And if they're not growing, it's because they're not a Caterpillar Farm.
Okay. So here we go. Let's
Drum
find
roll.
out.
Let's have it.
I mean, you're really good at this, so it probably is a caterpillar farm. So let's find out. Okay, so it looks like they are Roblox content.
Yeah, I'm just on
Yep.
fire tonight.
Man, so good.
I'm on fire.
Yep, so good.
Yeah.
Yep. So next up,
I'm going to buy some lottery tickets on the way home.
I know. Yeah, I think
am
you
just-
should. Yep. You should also make some, you know, some really big investments too. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can we put on Polymarket? Can we bet on Polymarket and get some insider trading on what words Renee is going to use in the Creator Insider videos
Right.
next week?
Like making bets against like
Yeah,
the
I'm all
words
in.
in his
I'm
videos.
like 50 grand on Renee putting stoked in. Seriously, we can make some money on this. How do we open Polymarket trades?
Okay,
I've
so-
never looked into it.
So
looking into it
the
right now.
question here is, how do I get my subscribers for my channel, and will the subscribers come? Wait, and will the subscribers come? Do I have to wait? Yeah. So it's not that you have to wait; it's that you have to go through the process. And
need
this is
caterpillars,
the
dude.
this is the hardest part about starting a YouTube channel, because you're putting in the effort of making the videos and really thinking things through and editing the content, like all those things. And when you are publishing videos and people aren't really responding yet, it can be discouraging, because people want subscribers, they want views, they want to do all of the things when it comes to YouTube. And the reality is, when it comes to YouTube, you have to go through the process of learning how to create content that people respond to. And until you reach that threshold, until you start doing that, then people, they won't subscribe. The views that you get on the videos, they won't be that many. So because of that, like, take where you're at right now, and with every video that you're publishing, start thinking, how can I get better at this? What's one thing that I can work on over this next week that will help me improve one of these skills that I need to have as a YouTube content creator? And just make sure that every single week that you're working on something that you're actively trying to improve, instead of just uploading videos to YouTube. Because uploading's great, But if you are trying to get subscribers, which is what you're trying to do, then in that case, you have to make sure that the videos that you're uploading are worth subscribing to, and they might be. You just might not have had any, breakout videos or anything yet. But when it comes to, consistently growing subscribers on your YouTube channel, you have to make sure that you're publishing content that people consistently respond to, so that you can, so you can keep that ball rolling, so to speak. Next up on the list. Next up, we have. I got a sound effect for that, I think.
Next question.
So, Catherine Jung does daily content on YouTube, been on YouTube for a year or more, does dance and fitness content, goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. Says, can we make carousel style shorts, or this applies to posts only? Yeah, so you do it in posts, and it'll also show up in the shorts feed. You can also use images in shorts as well. So you have the option there where you can put images in shorts. You can also run carousels directly from your community feed also, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think one of the cool things about that is when they do show up, because it's different. So, like it's video after video after video, and then bam, you get, like an image, or you get, a carousel, and it's like, oh, nice. What, like, sweet. This is something that's a little bit different. Hey, Chad, what's up, man? It's like, oh yeah, this is something that's a little bit, something that's a little bit different. So, so I think that's cool. And especially if it's a carousel where you can swipe and see multiple videos. Yeah, I think that's a cool way to kind of interrupt the pattern of just video after video after video after video. Kind of like Instagram, which they do too. So let's see here. The next channel here is Faithful GLP-1 Journey. D? What do they do here?
That's the weight loss stuff, right? Mm-hmm. The injectable reptitubatides or whatever they're called.
Peptide? What did you say, reptitubatides?
I don't know.
Yeah. D's over here making reptilians with whatever shots. Are you a human or are you a reptile?
No, it's Ozempic and that whole brand of retutitide is the other one, I think. And there's a handful of them. Don't ask me. I'm not a physician.
Nope.
Something about weight loss, the injectables.
Yeah, and Renee mentions here also in terms of adding up to 10 images, Kathy, and also adding music to them as well. And I think that I just covered all of that up with the... Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, there we go. I thought that little ask thing on there was covering that up, but it was not. Okay, so next up, we have... Faithful GLP-1. So, yeah, I think you're right on that one. I think that one is a pretty... you nailed it, but it's lifestyle. So I don't know, D. I don't know if that puts you as a slide in the 1-win category, or if that you're 0-5. Not sure.
I don't know, man.
Yep.
I mean, that's...
I don't know if we're keeping score, except for me just saying 0-5.
I mean,
maybe.
that could be like a spy name, like an undercover.
Could be.
Like, what's your code name?
So they say, is my channel page laid out in a clear way? Let's take a look.
Obviously not. If you thought lifestyle.
Let's see. Okay, so we're going to pull this up here. Faithful GLP-1 Journey. So let's take a look. So it looks like you have a trailer here where you're featuring something. That's good. Hold on. One thing I want to check real quick. Just a little quick tip here, just in case. Let's scroll down. Oh, my YouTube isn't loading. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think YouTube might be having some problems. I've tried to pull up my browser here a couple times.
Yeah, like this isn't even loading.
Issues. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're doing like a update of some kind.
Yeah, maybe.
Gonna refresh this again. There we go. Okay. So let me scroll down here. This is what I was wanting to look at. Okay, so you're not bringing attention to anything. So the thing that I was going to mention is if you were bringing attention to something, if you were bringing attention to something that on your homepage is that you do have an opportunity to add links, that are visible for that trailer that was showing up previously. So you can do that sort of thing, but it's not there anymore. So let's see here. So yeah, videos at the top, very good. Collaborations down here, this is also okay. One thing that I do recommend that you do is you have 160 videos on your YouTube channel. So I would definitely get more of those videos broken down into categories on your YouTube channel page. So for example, here you are doing a roller coaster test. So if you're doing this thematically and you are doing all types of different tests around your weight loss non-scale victory, then in that case you would have a playlist on your channel page that would be your weight loss tests. If you are doing Oh yeah, I'd be really careful here because with this doesn't have anything to do, and we might have mentioned this earlier, at another time, but this doesn't have anything to do with the main content. So I would just be careful about publishing content here. Yeah, same thing here. I'd be really careful about publishing these types of things if your entire channel is about the GLP-1 journey. Unless it's more about vlogging. Hold on. Sharing your journey with the medications.
See the confusion, though, trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah, and we've looked at this before. I just can't remember the details. Did they change my health and mindset? Along that, my wife and I are documenting our own weight loss journey, supporting each other through the... Okay, it's more about the physical health, family resistance and resilience and love. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it is that you're, like as a whole. Like the problem, as I'm sure you just heard us talk through here, kind of on the spot, is, you have this one that is a, Red River Gorge Bridge, or New River Gorge Bridge, sorry. This is for one, type of viewer. And then you have a GLP beginner guide, which is for a completely different type of viewer. And then here, another, weight loss, a weight care journey video, which we're just going to put this one as something else. And then here, this is like something about a vacation, right? Which would go more in alignment with this one right here. And then this is another vacation, right? So you have the alignment here. So the problem is that this is really mixed. And then here you got like a gaming video, right? So we're just going to put that as like a, a gray. So the problem with what it is that you're doing here is the consistency in what it is that you're offering. Because right now it looks like you're giving these GLP-1 tips, but then you're also a vlogger and you're sharing like these like trips that you have. I would really reevaluate what it is that you're offering because these don't really match. And the reason that's a problem, and I'm sure you've heard me say this on the stream before, but the reason it's a problem is because if somebody watches this video, then they're likely not to care about these other videos, right? Some people might, but if they watch this video, then you really have to be in front of the right people in order for them to care about this video. Also, the thumbnails are also really clouded on this one. Like this is way too much going on a thumbnail. Simplify all this. Thumbnails are not meant to tell an entire story. They're meant to get people curious or just give people, a glance into the information that might be, available in that video, or the topic, of the video. Because what you're doing right here, you're just putting tons of stuff on here, and it's just overkill. But in terms of your homepage, which is your real question, yeah, I would get more of your content on your homepage broken down into different categories. So for example, if you decide that you're doing the GLP-1, then in that case, you would have like all your different GLP-1 guides that you might have on the channel here, or you would build out those playlists. And then, if you're doing your weight loss tests, then in that case, that might be another playlist. And then you would break it down based on the things that those people cared about, since your channel's named that, and that's, what it's about. And then if you are going to do vacation related things, then try to figure out a way to wrap this up into the weight loss experience, right? So it's not just relaxing at the beach. It's it's your story of how your beach experience now is different than the beach experience when you went there, before you had your weight loss journey, right? So then that way you're making it relatable to that audience that you're in front of, while you're still doing the same exact things that you're doing. You're just modifying what it is that you're offering and how you're talking about the experience that you're having. Next up.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs
Scale
up
Train
and
Station
share it
says,
with a
be
friend.
careful with AI
Right
thumb.
now.
Okay, go.
I wish there was something on the screen that would show that.
Yeah.
Scale Train Station says, be careful with AI thumbs. AI always jams too much stuff into a thumb. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're using, in different services do different things, but if you're prompting something, look for, or tell it to use 3 to 4 words max, and tell it to not just copy the title. Tell it to work with the title and try to create some level of curiosity, or use some impact or trigger words that work with the title. And that's the thing. We've talked about this many times. People are using AI thumbnails, and you don't know. It looks good. Like, oh, that looks great. That's an awesome looking thumbnail.
Especially if you don't know anything about like bringing attention to certain things,
Right,
and like
all
how to
the-
lead somebody's eyes into something.
Right,
and
right.
Using these colors to, bring attention to it and things like that.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just like it gives you an image of all this stuff.
Wow, that
on
looks
it.
like a poster.
that looks
Yeah.
like a poster.
Yep.
But the thing is that, you know, people are looking at your thumbnails like at a split second.
Yep.
They're not taking all of that in. So less is usually more when it comes to thumbnails. And think about, what do I want the viewers to focus on when they see my thumbnail and identify within a split second? Is that me? Is that a word? What is it? Is it an object? And just think about how you might want to set that up. And you can prompt whatever you're using in most cases, like a Nanobanana and GPT. And you can also prompt 1 in 10, I think, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can with vidIQ or not. Do you know?
Yeah. With,
Can you? I
I'm not
think you
sure with
can.
vidIQ. Well, I'll pull up one of 10 here in just a second and show people that.
And you can with the YouTube AI as well.
Yeah.
The what's it called? I was freaking the name of it.
Ask
YouTube.
No, inspiration.
No,
Yeah.
There's like an Ask YouTube. It'll make thumbnails in your Ask YouTube too.
Yes.
But yeah, just tell it what you want. Be very specific. But if you just let it go, depending on which one you use, sometimes it just goes overboard.
Yeah. So let's see here. So let me go into
Keep
this
it
really
simple.
quick.
Silent
While
Walking
that's going
says,
in.
and it will still add 7 sometimes, but you can add rules and just say important, or you could use negative prompting works too. So just like, dig in and learn how to prompt so you can get the right. I have some great prompts for that, but every now and then a prompt that will work great 10, 15 times in a row will just go completely stupid for like 3 or 4 generations. And then it just snaps right back into shape. Yeah.
So one thing I just want to bring this to attention, and there's always going to be outliers, of course, but just a couple of things. Like if we open YouTube's homepage right now, like you can see here, like with this person, they're focusing here. They have Roadcaster set up, so the Roadcaster brings attention to to this thumbnail, and then like right down here you have the imagery of the Roadcasters. So there's still, a bit going on right here, but I think they're doing it for clarity, but like they don't have to have streaming set up right here. But, as long as they have that down here, but like, Roadcaster setup and then imagery of the Roadcaster to help you see that, right?
I think you like music, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then as we go down through some of these, a lot of this is going to be, music. But if we keep going down, like if we look at this one, right, they found this, 2 people, and then a focus on this to create curiosity, right? And then over here, Rick and Morty. So obviously it's going to focus
weird.
on the characters.
We were just talking about Rick and Morty.
And then as we keep going down, there's your thumbnail, D, by the way, with your
Oh my goodness.
Viking hat. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Yep. And then here, like Insane Engineer, not sure what that's about, but if you're an engineer, this might grab your attention. And it
When
says
you
that,
woke up today and you
Hold
were
on.
like, what
And it's-
hat's he going to wear? What made you choose a Viking?
I've already made a bunch of these. So I have a whole folder full of you and weird hats.
So you sat down
Oh, yeah.
and just thought this through.
Yes. Yep. So the terrible secret of real engineering, right? So he has Insane Engineer.
Yeah.
So if you're an engineer, this is going to grab your attention.
Yeah.
And then it has the terrible secret of real engineering, right? And then as we keep going down, YouTube Create, 2026 for Doug here. Pretty clear that this has something to do with YouTube Create. The only downside is since this is a complete walkthrough, somebody may or may not recognize that logo. So putting like a YouTube logo on that might end up helping that. And then over here, right, we have like on this one, you can see here, there's not much going on, but he just focuses on the microphones, right? And then, it's him for the people that are familiar with this content. And then you have the microphones. Here, a before and after, right? Here they're the mayor, here they're an inmate. But it's all really simple and really focused.
I want to make an observation.
Yeah, go.
YouTube is really good at identifying the type of videos and the type of thumbnails that you would be interested in. Like all of these are really simple.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they've really got you dialed in good.
Yep. And then here, worth 270 or more, and then he's holding 2 laptops, right? Here, if you're into music, you're going to recognize this as well. 1 loop, 1 full song, the Rick Rubin trick. So you're probably, if you're into music in any capacity, you probably know who Rick Rubin is, and you probably recognize this device right here, right? So like as you keep going through these, like you don't see any thumbnails. I'm sure we'll run across some, but you don't see any thumbnails that are just completely crowded to the brim with text. I would say this one right here, I mean, it's in another language, but like this one here, because it does have all this stuff going on here, and this is hard to read. You can't really see what's going on. But with, most of these, they're just really clear and focused. Even here, the emphasis is on the actual device itself.
Yep.
And then the before, and after to show the different, colors here. But you can see as we scroll down through here, almost
Simplicity.
everything
Simplicity.
is simple, right? So when you're making your thumbnails, what you should be thinking about is how can I make this as simple as possible and keep it focused, right? That's the move. That's what you're trying to do. Simple, focused, simple, focused.
Years ago, people made busy thumbnails.
Back in my day.
A lot of my old thumbnails
Yeah, me
are
too.
busy, you know, but like just as.
But
things-
and you know more now.
yeah, well, no, but they
Yeah.
worked for the time. They were effective.
They can still work.
Oh yeah, they can still work. but I
Like with yours and with mine, like what we would do is we'd put, you know, more text in there that we should. But for the most part, though, I mean, the things that needed to be focused on were still, you know, pretty focused.
yeah.
But the idea that I'm trying to share there is, you know, is basically, you know, just try to, you know, simplify when it comes to, you know, making thumbnails. But yeah, with 1 in 10, here, I'm just going to share this here real quick for those of you, just in case you don't know about this. So with 1 of 10, basically, with this, these are just a bunch of different, you know, generations just messing around with it. And like here, one of the cool things about this is once the thumbnail is made, then you can come in here and say what you want to change. So, for example, I can say, like, you know, turn the notebook around.
Turn down for what?
So the viewer is looking at the back of it, and the guy in the thumbnail is looking at the actual pages.
And
not sure if it's going to interpret that well or not, but we're going to see.
I'm going to give everybody a little prompting tip if you're using imagery, and it's AI, so right, it doesn't always nail it. But I found that can be helpful if you give instructions, if you're using your image, to tell it to preserve all facial feetures. Just that one little
It
line.
completely ruined that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that did not work.
Yeah.
So then what we'll do is we'll go here also, and we'll just say remove, put a cover on the back of the notebook, but keep the notebook and everything else in place. And we're just going to see what it does. But the idea, the thing that's cool about 1 of 10 is you can just sit here and iterate like that, to where you can say, okay, well, it generated this. Now let me, you know, just tweak it a little bit and see if it will, you know, see if it makes a, you know, a better version of it. So yeah, it's not getting that idea. I mean, no, definitely not getting that idea.
The chronos trying
Yeah.
to-
So yeah, so basically you just keep working on it, and then when it gets it wrong like this, then you just go back to the first one, and then you just keep working on trying to figure out how to tell it to turn that around.
Yeah, prompting is.
That was a bad example.
Yeah. But that's the
That's
thing,
great.
though. But like,
But it's a real example, which is
it's
good.
a real
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
and when you're prompting AI to do anything, like sometimes it nails it, and sometimes you have to fiddle with it and keep fiddle with it and fiddle with it.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to say, "I give up."
Yep.
I'll give up. I'll try again tomorrow, or after drinks.
So next up on the list here, just a reminder too, here in just a little bit, we're going to be giving away some Vid Summit tickets. So just as a heads up for that, if you're not familiar with Vid Summit is a conference that we go to every year where basically creators like us and other creators like, you know, like also, you know, big creators and, you know, creators that are just doing really cool stuff, and the people that help run their channels, things like that. Like this is where creators go to connect with other content creators and to learn from other content creators that are doing the thing. So a few advantages that you get from Vid Summit. The very first is you get you know, to connect with other creators, which is a win. In addition to that, you get to learn from the people on the stage. YouTube even comes and presents at Vid Summit as well and keeps people up to date with what's going on there and their plans, things like that. But you get to learn from, you know, the people on the stage. You get to learn in the hallways, and you get access to people that you might normally, you know, if you try to send somebody an email, you know, you may or may not get a response. Here, you can just, you know, walk up to somebody and talk to them in the hallway and ask them questions about what it is that they're doing, and just, you know, just interact, you know, with people. And learn from other content creators that are doing this at a professional level. So if you are somebody that is, you know, trying to take your YouTube channel to the next level, you're trying to turn your channel into a business, then in that case, Vid Summit is the perfect location for you. For anybody that's interested in this, we're going to be giving a ticket away later as well. But for anybody that's interested in this, you can go to vidsummit.com and check out more about Vid Summit. But lives get changed here at Vid Summit. So let's see here. So Renee says, because of Roberto's picture here with his play button, he said, "Oh, Roberto had D's play button the whole time."
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Oh God, love it. Okay.
Yeah. Fun story. Daniel's play button is still in the box.
Still in the box.
And
It
my
is.
play button is still in the box.
Yep. Yep.
And we may never open
And
them.
you guys have promised like 10 times that you're going to be opening them up soon, but they're still not here.
It's almost become such a thing that we're just not going to open them.
Yeah, just keep it in the box.
Yeah.
Or take it out of the box, put it somewhere else, and then just keep the box on camera.
No,
You can do
no.
that
I
too.
mean, it's just. I think it's more valuable never opened.
Yeah, so another thing too, when it comes to the tickets today, so there was one person that reached out to Chantel and said they couldn't go.
Oh, so we have another one to give
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, so today, because we get
Okay.
2 per stream, but today we'll be giving away 3, which is cool. Yep.
3.
Yep. So we can make up for that one for last week, and then of course the 2 for today.
There we go.
So let's see here. So next up we have
That's right, Doug.
KRDP. KRDP, they upload 1 time per week or more. They do gaming content, goal the channels to connect with others who like what they like. The question is, I have a question. I've been thinking a lot about this, and I was curious, would it help me more to write down into a journal or something about topics that I want to talk about on my channel, or would it hurt me more than if I didn't write down topics that I wanted to talk about? Reason why I'm asking is because I remember a while back you once said to write down topics you care about that you want to talk about and then turn that into a video. Yeah, I think that at any time, if you have a video idea, I think storing that idea and the details of that idea in some place is really a good move. So I actually, I have an app that I made. It's called New Creator, and you can find that in Apple's App Store. It's only available for Apple, and the desktop version's coming soon. It should have been out already, but I ran into some hangups. But basically, with that app, it has a section in there where you can store. It's called a content idea log, and you can store your ideas in there, and then you can sort it. So you can say like, okay, these are my video ideas, these are my short ideas, these are my live stream ideas. If you podcast, there's a section for that. You can have post ideas as well for your community posts. And then like as you're building them out, like for your posts, for example, if you just want to store them in here, I mean, you can schedule them in YouTube. So, you know, that's probably a better place to just go ahead and post them when you're thinking about them. But if you don't have time, you just want to do it quickly on your phone and you store it in the posts area, then you can, you know, write out the post and then you can just copy that when you're ready to drop it into YouTube and just open the YouTube app, paste it right in there and then post it. So you can do that sort of thing as well. But yeah, being able to store your stuff, even if you're not using this, because this is available, but, you know, but I know it's not for everybody. But if you have a notepad on your phone, which you do, everybody does. But if you don't, you can also use like Google Docs that you just run all your video ideas into. You can use a notepad for it. I think, is Google Keep still around? I know you use that for a while.
I use Google Keep.
Oh, you still do? Yeah. So, you know, so like D uses Google Keep for that, where, you know, it's just a central place to dump all of your ideas so that you can access them. So when you're like, okay, what videos am I going to make? I'm working on, you know, my plan for the next 90 days. What am I going to make, you know, over the next 90 days? Then you, instead of starting from scratch, you have this pool of just these brainstorm ideas to pull from. And then it makes planning all that easier, because then you can say, okay, this fits into, this plan, this fits into this plan, this fits into it. This doesn't, so I'll just shelf this over here. This does, you know, and you can just fill things out that way. It makes everything so much easier.
I will add this. If you like journaling, like physical journaling, do that.
Yeah.
Get a book and write it down journaling. There's something about pen to paper. There's something about like if I have to memorize something, I'll write it. I'll write it a lot. That's kind of my thing. I handwrite. If I'm just like, I'll never remember something if I type it down. I have to write it. And my chicken scratch upside down doctor's handwriting. I have to write it. And I have to write it slowly so I can come back and read it. Otherwise, it's just like, it's just like, what? It looks like a heart. What do they call the EKG?
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? Yeah, but I've got to slow down and I have to write it, and then it kind of gets into memory. But yeah, I mean, I think journaling is great.
Yeah, just anything like that, like whatever it is. If it's writing it down in a notebook, like we have Paradise Biker right here saying that they use Trello to store all your ideas.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity for everybody here, like, what do you use? Because, you know, this is a nuanced thing, because, you know, everybody's brains work differently and, you know, people organize differently. So what do you use? Just drop it in the chat right now and just let us know what it is that you use to organize your ideas.
I use a mixture of Google Keep and I use Apple Notes, but I'm moving more over to Apple Notes, because when I first started using Apple Notes, I really didn't understand how to like link them all together and how to like make a structure inside of them. But now that I figured that out, I'm leaning more into Apple Notes more than anything.
Okay,
and
we got Pages.
And it's all synced up with all of my Apple devices, which I'm using the most.
We have Pages is another one. You got Google Sheets as another place. Yeah, keeping them organized there in a spreadsheet. You got Apple Notes, a notebook, a composition notebook. Oh, OneNote. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, I've tried
Good
Evernote.
Apple Notes.
I couldn't stick with one. I've tried all sorts of different services. Notion, I've tried them all, and I just couldn't stick with them.
Ron says, the tactile experience of writing helps me 2D. It's because we're old.
Yeah.
A little notebook of video ideas and inspiration, iPhone notes and Evernote. Man, I haven't heard about Evernote in a while. Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, it's been a while. Samsung Notes. I didn't know they had their own note. Papyrus. Yeah, you're out there with like old school ink and papyrus. Making your own papyrus to write video ideas on. Love it. Content counter we created for tuber school students. Love it. Love it. Love it. The 3 practical notebooks are old school. Apple Notes and Apple Pages. Notion. Yeah, that's a popular one. Google Sheets. Another one for Pages. Interesting. Yeah, so a lot of different stuff here. It looks like Apple Notes is a popular one. I mean, I know a lot of people have iPhones, but yeah, it looks like that's a really popular one here. Yeah, interesting. And AOL. Remember old school chat rooms, D? Yeah, Jana does Trello. Cave walls, Beanie. That's good. Yep, dig in the cave and then carving in it.
Yeah.
Yep, just like, oh, I got to store this idea. Right, dig into the side of a hill somewhere.
I still have a stack of old notebook. I've got some at home, and I have these are unused. So I have no shortage of notebooks and I'm fascinated with black ones.
Why?
I don't know. There's just something about. So there's black with white.
Is it the little sheen that kind of goes over it when it's sitting there?
But these are interesting, but they're hard. These are hard.
Oh, you mean the pages are black?
Well, no.
How do you write on it?
This one is white, but you have to have.
Are the pages in
silver.
that one black?
No, in this one they are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got all kinds of different blank ones and ledgers. Lonely Planet. All kinds of different things.
Your mind palace. Oh, love it.
Yeah. I've got a ton more at home, but these are all unused. I forgot I had them over there until we started talking about these. I was like, wait, I think I have a stack of them here.
Yeah, I think we're going off the rails. So we started with like Apple Notes, and then now we are down to cave writing and smoke signals.
Yeah. I like to carve stuff into my skin.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make me remember that I'm alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Never forget this idea.
Yeah.
Tattoos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just go to a tattoo shop. I got a buddy.
Right.
He writes my video ideas on my back.
How to adjust audio in Final Cut Pro. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we've got Love Nesters. Love Nesters uploads one time per week.
I know what that's about.
What is it? Oh, uploads one time per week or more. They provide Midwest travel content. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. They provide Midwest travel content geared towards people whose kids have left the nest. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, when uploading a video to YouTube, YouTube always asks about paid promotion. We're starting to get invitations to tourist places that will comp the food, lodging, or attractions. Sometimes it's part of a media event. Sometimes it's just us. The understanding is we'll create a video and give our honest opinion. The places do not pay us or have any control over the review or the content. We also disclose in the video itself that we were invited, or this is a hosted stay. No one is sponsoring the video. Do I need to check that paid promotion box when uploading? Thank you both for all your advice. The stream is my favorite part of the weekend. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. So when it comes to sponsoring, the rule there is if you're getting something in exchange. So if they are comping your food, they're comping, your stay, the attractions, all of that stuff, then in that case, you're essentially getting paid for what it is that you're doing. So they're not physically handing you money, or they're not physically handing you an object, but they're giving you that experience in exchange for you, hopefully making that video or for making that video. So if the deal is, hey, we're going to give you, lodging and all these things. We want you to come here, and all we want in exchange is for you to make a video. Then you are making a transaction. So, it's not a direct, we're giving you, money, but there is an exchange taking place there. And because of that, technically it is a promoted video. So because of that, technically you should mark those as paid promotions. So, there is a lot of, gray area there that some people, not you, but some people, operate in. But when it comes to this sort of thing, there is an exchange taking place. There is a transaction there. If they're hooking you up with all that stuff so that you'll make a video. So yeah, you should be checking that box. And the downside of that, and this is why they ask you to check the box. It's not, YouTube that's necessarily, requiring that. It's more about FTC requirements around social media influencers. So the whole thing is when you disclose that, then it just lets people know that you might, even though you say, and I'm sure that you are being honest about your reviews and all that stuff. The reason that the FTC requires that is because it lets the viewer know that the opinions that you're sharing about, for anybody that does this around anything else, if people send you stuff or whatever, the opinions that you might be sharing around those things might be skewed by the benefit that you're getting from those things, right? So if it's somebody that, somebody's sending you phone cases and you're reviewing those phone cases and it's like, well, I don't have to buy a phone case, and they're sending these phone cases for free so that I'll make a video about it and review these phone cases, you've made that transaction. If they're comping your food, travel, things like that, that's a transaction. If they're sending you, clothes, that's a transaction. So yeah, when you're doing that sort of thing, it is something that you should disclose as a paid promotion, technically.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Yeah, and one thing also that I want to mention here is Renee mentioned, and this is good for everybody to know as well, says YouTube's discovery system has no knowledge of whether you've checked that box or not. Audiences might care or not, but there's no boost or nerf on the YouTube side. So YouTube doesn't, YouTube isn't policing that, I think is the message there. But if you want to be compliant when it comes to FTC rules, then in that case, you want to make sure that you're disclosing those things. Yeah, it helps you stay safe legally, like Doug mentioned here. So next up on our list here, we have UndeniablyCoco. UndeniablyCoco uploads 1 time per week or more. Hey, D, what do you think that one's about? UndeniablyCoco? Yep.
UndeniablyCoco.
Yep.
Coming back. UndeniablyCoco is about... it's a lifestyle channel, or they go deep into the mountains of Peru to harvest cocoa beans.
Okay.
Why
Peru and not another place? Is Peru known for cocoa beans?
Cocoa beans are good.
Okay.
In Peru.
Okay.
And they're making chocolate.
All right.
Homemade chocolate with their own brand from the mountains of Peru, or a lifestyle channel. Had to think about that one a little bit. There's a couple of other directions, but I don't want to get into those just now.
Look at Renee dropping the fan information here for Ice-T, saying it's Ice-T's wife's channel. Ooh. Look at that. You mean Tracy Morrow's wife's channel? Ooh. Ooh.
Damn right on.
So it's a entertainment satirical cat channel.
I'm on fire today.
Yeah, dude, you're so good at this.
Dude.
You are so good at this. Okay.
Yeah.
So they upload 1 time per week, they've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is,
so close, man.
How do I revive the channel and start growing it? I'm missing something. Okay, let's see what it is that you're doing here.
You're missing Peruvian cocoa beans.
Yeah, it's kind of it there. Okay, let's see here. He says, although O'Shea Jackson is just as ice. Oh, look at us. Oh. All right.
Old school,
Let's
man.
see here. Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. Hey, Axe and Facts, what's going on? Hope that you're doing fantastic. This is your first time catching this live. Hope that you're doing great. Welcome to the live stream. Right now, we're answering YouTube questions.
You know what?
Hang out, get to know everybody. We have an awesome group of people hanging out here.
You know what?
So welcome to Nimmin Live.
I'm feeling generous.
Uh-oh.
When you're finished with Coco, you're going to pull up Axon's channel. We're going to give him a channel review.
Who?
Axon. First time here. We're going to pull him up.
Well, what if they don't want that? What if they don't want their channel pulled up?
Trial by fire, baby.
Yep.
Welcome to Nimmin Live.
Okay, so UndeniablyCoco says, let's see here. They were wanting to know, how do I revive this channel and start growing it? Am I missing something? Let's see here. An emotional remote control for adult tantrums. Why Coco is your... Hey, Diane, welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's see here. So trying to figure out what it is that you're offering. Why Coco thinks your subscriptions are parasites. Why Coco thinks your glitter is a biological satire. Okay, so the first thing that you should do, and I know that you're trying to build the thing around your cat, but the first thing that you should do is stop having Coco in the title. This doesn't mean anything to anybody. It means something to you because it's something that you're building the channel around. But why Coco thinks your glitter is biological, none of that means anything to anybody, right? So what you need to think about when it comes to videos that are on YouTube, and I understand that you're doing entertainment, but what you got to think about is trying to frame these in a way, trying to package the videos in a way that make them relevant to strangers. So, you know, one of the things on YouTube that is really important just to always remember is when we're making content, when we are publishing videos, we're making content for other people. So if we want other people to watch it, we have to make sure that people can get the information that they need to know that that video is for them in some way. And when it comes to, you know, what it is that you're doing here, you're not doing that. So I think it's fun that you are, you know, using the cat and that you're building the whole channel around the cat, and all of that's perfectly fine. But the problem is how you're packaging the videos. So package the videos around something that the viewers are going to care about. And then from there, once they click into the video, then experiment with, you know, different ways to have the cat, you know, doing the content and all of that. But right now, yeah, and even with this, right? Like, I don't know if you're doing voiceovers or what it is that you're doing here also. But first, I would just work on, you know, the framing of what it is that you are offering, because right now, like, this isn't relevant to strangers. And because of that, strangers are not going to, you know, they're not going to be clicking on these videos. So step number one is, before you make a video, ask yourself, and this is before you record anything, ask yourself, okay, what is this video going to be about? If it's going to be about this, then, hey, Jerry, what's up, man? Says, jump in to say hi. Says, thumbnail is clickbait. He needs a real Viking helmet. You know what? It is kind of clickbait. You're right. But yeah, he does need a real Viking helmet in here. Yeah, I might have to go get all those hats, and then you just have to wear them during the stream. What do you think?
We can do that.
Yeah.
If the super chats were
they say
right,
if the hat fits, wear it. Right.
If the super chats were right, I'd wear those hats.
Just have a row of them sitting here with
could
little amounts on them. Yeah.
Or we could play a game, and instead of sitting here with you and running this show and keeping it alive, I could do an overhead shot. You put the hat in here, and I have an hour to make the hat, and I make the hat
Just over in the corner. So it's like over in the corner you make it, and we just kind of switch to it from time to time.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that would actually be fun.
And if I don't get it made in an hour,
can D make this type of hat in an hour?
right?
Yeah.
And if I do, I get all the super chats. And if I don't, you get all the super chats.
Interesting. Yeah, kind of like that.
You could do that.
But yeah, so on this,
Or I got to walk home.
right. Yeah, so on this, yeah, the first step that you should do is you say, okay, this is the idea I have for the video. And then the next step is, how can I package this up in a way that is going to make it relevant to people that don't know who Coco is, to people that, you know, that this is going to get presented to on YouTube, to where, you know, to where they might care about this video topically. So I would start there. And then once you get that part figured out, then move into the videos. But for right now, you really need to work on how you're packaging this stuff from the outside. Because I think it's fun what you're doing. It's just because it's not relevant to others. There's just a big disconnect when this is being recommended to people.
You can just crash on the couch. Yeah.
So next up, we have Nord Cards Collectibles is the first channel here. They upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 1 year. They do sports cards advice and business in Germany and Europe. After this question, I think we're going to do one of the Vid Summit tickets too.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
Good. Oh,
Yeah.
we
haven't done it yet.
We need to get Axis's channel. We said we're going to pull up Axis channel.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if they want us to look at it. So if they do,
you come in and Nim and Live, this is
Yep.
what you're dealing with.
yeah. So if they do, then that's
There's not
fine.
due
But
to
if
it.
not,
I'm pulling it
then,
up if you don't. I will
you can
put
do
it-
the review. Go for it. Yep,
You-
go.
I don't.
Go.
No,
You're in
I'm-
StreamYard. You can do it.
I'm fixing something right now.
Yep. Okay.
No,
All right.
I'm
Yep.
I'm handling something. Right
Okay.
now.
So they do sports card advice and business in Germany and Europe. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. The question is, I already reached out to you on my thumbnails earlier, and it really helped my click-through rate. My click-through rate is now roughly 7.1% on browse, 11.3 on search, but only 2% on suggested videos, where I get 162,000 impressions in 90 days. So YouTube is already putting me next to other creators' videos, and almost nobody clicks. What does that gap tell you, and what would you change about my titles and thumbnails to fix it? I know it's in German. Oh, we looked at this already. Okay. So yeah, we looked at your channel already. So I'm going to skip this one just because we already looked at it from, I think you posted that same question last week, and then we caught it at the end of that one. So yeah, so we already got you taken care of. So let's hear. So next up, Shark Scrapper, my man, says he uploads 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. He does infotainment content. Goal of the channel is to make money, to make that bread. And the question is, I'm getting very frustrated with my GoPro overheating. I do a lot of recording in places that are rough on cameras. They're hot, dusty, rainy, dropped, and hot. Are there any other action cameras you'd recommend? I'd consider to record in 4K if that will take some abuse.
Literally anything else other than GoPro. I'm the most anti-GoPro person you've ever met because every single GoPro I have ever used was a lemon. Every one I ever bought was a lemon.
Really?
I've wasted so much money with GoPro. I will campaign against GoPro until the end of days.
Now, in contrast, I have a GoPro
Even
that I use for my overhead shot.
My girlfriend bought a GoPro, lemon.
Wow.
Every single GoPro was a lemon.
Do you think it's your electromagnetic thing that you have with technology?
It was hers too.
That messes Yeah, but she's like in your immediate proximity.
No, I just think they have poor quality control. My opinion.
Yeah.
But I will never buy another GoPro. I will never recommend another GoPro. I will recommend DJI products, 360 products. I will not recommend
GoPros.
GoPro ever.
Interesting.
Ever.
You know, this sounds kind of familiar. I think I remember you, mentioning this at another time too.
I think I have 3 of them in a box over there. They don't work.
Yeah. In contrast, I have like old ones at home that still work. Like
Yeah.
I've got one that I use as an overhead shot. Like when people ask about my gear and stuff when I'm streaming at home, to where I can just hit that one and then bam, it's like right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I use it as a webcam essentially for showing that stuff.
Yeah.
And hey, Practical and Pretty says, D, I need your help because I do time lapses and I need a camera to do it. That's not a GoPro because I hate my GoPro. Yep.
See?
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yep.
Joe Phenomenal in the house. What's up, dude?
What
Hope
up,
you're doing
Joe?
awesome. Nice to see you, my man. Says GoPro's always had quality and heat issues, at least from the 3 on.
See?
Yeah, so it looks like your people are here, hating on GoPro. This is
I'm
great.
telling you, man.
Anybody else hate GoPro? Anybody
Yeah.
else? Anybody?
I don't
great.
want to. I don't want to not recommend
Yeah.
products.
Yeah,
Like
it's rare that we're like really bad on products like that.
But
So
when
it's interesting that
and they're expensive.
yeah, they are.
And we bought them here in Thailand too, which they're really expensive here because of the import tax and everything. So
A little bit more expensive, yeah.
yeah, but when I spend money and I get one and it's garbage, and I buy another one and I get one and it's garbage, and then I buy another, and these are all different models. I'm like, okay, well maybe the next, and then you keep buying them, and my girlfriend gets one, garbage, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, how in the world can your quality control be that bad?
Oh. Interesting.
I mean, I know people have great, some people you have no problem with GoPro whatsoever, but everybody I know that has like DJI and 360.
Well, but if you have
no
enough,
problem.
if you have enough of them going out, right, then I guess you're definitely going to run into lemons for sure. But
multiple lemons,
multiple
that's
lemons
just-
for the same users a
Guys,
lot.
we spent
yeah.
way too much money on the company. Never again. I mean, if they were sending them to me for free,
Sure.
okay, cool. You sent it to me, didn't work.
Right.
Send me another one.
Yeah.
No, we paid for these. I'll tell you who did. Insta360 sent me a camera a while back. It was great.
The little Nano, right?
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, I have an Insta360. It's I can't remember the model number, but it's all like red, and it has basically it has a exchangeable lens or a changeable lens, so you can just do like a front shot like a GoPro, or you can put in a 360 camera. So,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's a great
Yeah.
it's a great little camera.
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
And I have the Pocket also, which is cool, but it's a different thing. Like it's not meant to be beat up. But the
You have
Insta
the
Insta
DJI,
360.
too. You have the Osmo.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
But the Insta 360 on that one, as long as it's not in 360 mode, then yeah, you can beat that thing up quite a bit as well.
So, Mopair Bearded Ghost RT says they really run hot. I own 3 Hero 9s.
Hey, really quick, Acts and Facts. You want us to come up here? You want us to pull your channel up and give you some advice on what it is that you're doing? If so, let me know because I've got your channel pulled up. Just need the go ahead from you. Looks like you're doing AI content, maybe.
Jerry says GoPro's really on the ropes right now. They need to focus on quality if they want to be around in 5 years. Yeah, like I don't like to run it down on stuff like that. But
Speaking of being around, did you see that Native Instruments
quality.
officially filed for bankruptcy, and they sold to
Native
some of their stuff to Boris Effects.
Native,
Like Isotope is going over to Boris Effects.
really, that's a music plugin
Yeah.
company,
Yep.
a sound library.
Yep.
Axon says, "Sure, I'm a rookie."
Yeah, so I have you pulled up right here, and a
Cute
couple
thumb.
things I want to say. Your thumbnails are solid in terms
Yeah.
of what they look like. You're
They're
doing
cute.
awesome for being a rookie in terms of what this looks like.
Yeah.
But what happens when you're trapped under ice for 80 minutes? Yeah, like that's okay, but instead of 80 minutes, because this isn't going to matter to people necessarily, but trapped under ice is a lot more dramatic.
Yes.
So here, instead of 80 minutes, you should have trapped under ice. And then this, and then here, what happens when you're trapped under ice in 80 minutes, right? So this is the trapped under ice, a lot more, impactful, so that it captures their attention based more around the topic than the
Trapped
time.
under ice.
Right? Yep. And then here, why your body can turn off pain when it has to. Yeah, this isn't...
Turn off pain.
Yeah,
Just-
this here, the title itself isn't really that compelling. It's informative for sure, but it's not super. It's not super compelling in terms of like, oh, I need to click on this to check it out. Like it's interesting, but there's nothing about it that's like, oh, I need to click on this. In terms of reframing this, why your body can turn off pain when it has to. Your body does this to keep you from dying. Or, something like, well, no, because that would be a little bit of a different topic. But you want to look for something that's a little bit more, impactful like that as well. How alive? What happens when you're the only one who survives? The last survivor.
The last
Yep.
survivor.
Yep. Yeah.
Could you survive?
Yep.
Could you survive? Question mark. We're last survivor.
Yeah. So what you need to work on here is you're heading in the right direction. Like your imagery looks cool and all that stuff. I'm not sure, what you're doing in the videos, but the imagery does look cool with what it is that you're doing here. So I would definitely work on just how you're presenting this side of things and try to make these a little bit more impactful.
One thing I like that they're
Looks
using
cool, though.
those action lines as kind of like leading lines, bringing it to the character.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah, like
Oops.
that's pretty clever, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah, another thing, too, that might cause some issues for you is what I just noticed, which is this looks more like I'm going to go into a different type of animation than what I actually get when I click on this or when I hover over this. So when I actually go into it, this is a completely different thing than what it is that's being presented to me on the outside. There's a little bit of it, it starts to go in the right direction like here, but what it is that you're doing on the outside is a lot more... detail. It's just a totally different animation style. So because of that, one thing that I would do is I would experiment and just see, from like a retention standpoint, as you start getting more people interacting with these, I would run some experiments with some thumbnails that actually match the content as well.
Yeah.
So that you can, just make sure that you're creating the right expectation on the outside, because I think that people clicking on these after you make some changes on some of these, I think, you're going to have, that you're going to be doing the right thing there. But once somebody clicks into it, if they're expecting one thing and that's not what they get, then those are the types of things that make people leave videos. So because of that, just make sure, or I would at least experiment with it. Once the views start going up a little bit, I would start experimenting with that to see if you can better match, the expectation that somebody has going into it. So either make the animations match what it is you're doing in the thumbnails, or experiment with doing some thumbnails that better match the animation and see if people, respond to them, respond to the whole package, meaning the thumbnail title, clicking on it, going in and enjoying the content, see if they respond to that process better.
Yeah, I would test taking the main characters that you have in your animations, and I would test two different things. One, putting them in the type of environment that you have now, but replacing the character. And then number two, I would keep those action lines, but take the simplicity of your animation, almost like you're taking a screenshot out of it and making that the thumbnail with your action lines and putting your text on it. Because there's also something to be said about that quirky little simple animation. They do that for like weightlifting and
there's a lot of channels doing like
them.
stick figure animations and stuff like that now.
Yeah. But cheers, man. I think you're off to a great start.
Yeah, especially being brand new,
Yeah.
or roughly new. I mean, you got 90 videos, including shorts on the channel. So, you're heading in that, heading that direction.
Yeah. And just don't buy a GoPro. And you'll be good.
So next up on our list here is VidSummit tickets. What do you think, Dean? So we've got 3. So we have the one from last week. Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop everything.
You're the one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian G. Johnson. in the
Brian
house.
G. Johnson.
The man, the myth, the legend. Brian is the author of Tube Ritual Volume 1. This helps you go from 0 to 5,000 subscribers and more because it teaches you some best practices about YouTube. So you can get this on Amazon. Just look for Tube Ritual. Brian G., hope that you're doing amazing, my dude. Nice to see you swinging by here.
B to the G in the house. Hey, Diane, good to see you.
Yeah, we need a brake screeching, tire screeching sound effect.
When B to the G
When
comes
B to the
in.
G comes in, like, yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
B to the G is in the house.
Brian Gandalf Johnson.
Brian Guatemala Johnson.
Brian Grapefruit Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what do you want to do for the first VidSummit ticket, D?
Do you have your little spinner?
Boy, do I. Yes, I do.
All right, so here's what
Give
we're
me a
gonna do.
second to set it up.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to type in, if you want to, okay, first of all, we got to set the stage here. If you are able to physically go to VidSummit this year, what are the dates?
September 29th through October 1st.
Right, that is going to be in
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. You will have to pay for your airfare and your accommodation, but the ticket will be free. If you can do that, and only if you can do that, type this into the chat. VidSummit 2006. So no space. VidSummit
2006?
2026.
Are we going back in time? Oh, 2026. Okay, there we go.
VidSummit 2026. Thank you. A little bit out of it right now.
Yep. I was like, hey, we're going back in time here. Hey, call the
doing
doc.
We're doing a little nostalgia
Yep.
going on. Get
Okay.
Doc in here.
Okay.
Fire up the flux capacitor. We're going back to 2026.
Okay.
VidSummit 2026. No breaks.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing for this. First, if you don't know what VidSummit is a conference for content creators. This happens every year in Dallas, Texas this year. It's happening September 29th to October 1st. And with this, the biggest creators go here and to share what it is that they know about YouTube. So you learn from people that are in the trenches, people that are doing it. And this isn't a conference like, some of the other ones out there. No shade to anybody, other conferences. But, some conferences are put together just by big, mega, corporations. And, the whole thing is just like, hey, how can we make this as profitable as possible? With VidSummit, of course, they care about making money. But at the end of the day, the whole premise of VidSummit is bringing creators together so they can share what they know about YouTube with each other, so that they can connect with each other, so they can network, so that they can, learn how to level things up. So if you're a content creator, hey, Colin, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. Colin was there. He goes to VidSummit too. But basically, when it comes to this, if you are somebody that's wanting to level up your channel, you're somebody that's wanting to turn your YouTube channel into a business, then you are a perfect fit for VidSummit. So for this, before we do the giveaway here, and keep in mind, we're going to be doing 2 more of these, 2 more giveaways today. I'm going to pick one, and then we are doing another actual giveaway. So basically, when it comes to this, make sure that you can, before you put the words into the chat here, the VidSummit 2026, and you put it in exactly like it is on the screen. Before you put that in, just make sure that you can get to Dallas, Texas on September 29th. To October 1st. If you can't, then no problem. Just leave that spot open for somebody that can, get there so that they can take advantage of the opportunity. Because we've had people in this live stream, because we do this, we've been doing this for years in terms of, VidSummit and bringing attention to it during the stream. And we've had people come in here that have won tickets that this has completely changed the trajectory, literally, of their life. So because of that, please make sure that you can actually make it there so that you do not take away that opportunity from somebody else. So here we go. So anything else, D, before we hit this button here?
Fire up the flux capacitor. Let's
Okay.
do this.
Let's do it. We're gonna go back in time. Let's go.
Let's go. Who's it going to be? Who is going to win? Hey, Joe. Let's see Joe in here.
London with Susan. Love it. London with Susan.
And London with Susan says, I have enough air miles to fly business class.
Air Miles. Look
Air
at that.
Miles,
So not
sorry.
only are you going to Vid Summit, but you're going to Vid Summit in style.
In business class.
In business class.
There
Okay,
you go.
so here's what you need to do, Susan. So here's what you need to do, Susan, is you need to send an email to Chantel@vidsummit.com. Chantel's in the chat right now. So I'm not sure if I think Dee might be putting in there right now. I'm not sure. But there she goes. So she just dropped it into the chat. So send an email to Chantel right here at vidsummit.com. And she will get you taken care of. So she's in the stream right now. So she's like screenshotting this. She knows that you've won. So send her an email, and she will get you all set up with your ticket for Vid Summit. And then we're gonna give away the other two here in just a little bit.
Okay, there you go. Way to go! Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Love those.
I do
Absolutely
too.
love those.
I do too.
Yeah. It's super cool that he gives these away. Like, I know there's like, marketing and, all that stuff, but, it's awesome because, these tickets, like they're like, I know the price is going up, but like right now they're like right around $900. And I mean, that's huge, right? Considering that, we've already given away some. And then, as we continue to give them away as we get closer, like that's a pretty big deal. Super cool of Daryl to let us do that.
Yep.
So let's see here. So next up on our list here, we have Shark Scrapper.
Hey.
And I think, oh yeah, we did the GoPro overheating. Yeah, we got him already. So next up on the list, I think this refreshed, which is causing me to double add these here.
Oh, Shark Scrapper said my first time was a giveaway.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so Shark Trappers was too. I didn't know that. Love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, I know what's happening because we have it open over here too.
What are you trying to do?
I have a little thing going on here. There we go. I just took it out. It's fine now. Okay, so the next question that we have here is Carlos X720.
Carlos K. Crinklebine. Do you know where that's from?
No,
Somebody does.
I don't even have a clue where that's from. Where's it from? Give me a lead of some kind.
Nope.
Can I guess?
They're Googling it for it right now. But
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Okay.
If you would have guessed it, I would have given you a Vid Summit ticket. But,
All right. Okay. All right. So here we go. The next question is from Carlos X720. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do video game content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. The question is, all right, I got a copyright claimed by a Turkish YouTuber. It was a fraudulent claim. I countered and won.
there you go.
Yep. Love it. Love that you won it. And says, my question, how long does the algorithm see the channel after this phase? How long do I wait until the stench is off? If YouTube shows no copyright claims, does that mean it's like done? No ghost check marks or whatever? It's frustrating. Yes. So you are, you're fine. Like, when you get those, types of things and everything's resolved, all that stuff. Yeah, you're good to go. So just keep, publishing and keep crushing.
Here's my problem.
Hold on.
Demons Row.
Dude, I've been waiting so long to play that. Hope you're doing awesome. So Demon Dro is in here. Thanks for the super chat, man. Says, I started channel Jumpstart, and I made sure that I told them Nick and D are the OGs that put me on. Love it, dude. Thanks for the love. Appreciate it. What are you gonna say, D?
The thing that bothers me, right?
About what?
They got a false copyright claim.
Oh, yes.
They disputed and they won. There's no accountability for the person who made that claim.
Right. Yeah.
This is where their system...
It's fundamentally broken.
It's fundamentally broken.
Mm-hmm.
And they can just keep filing claims and keep filing claims endlessly.
Yep.
And even if YouTube were to do something, they just come in under a different name and just keep going.
Yep.
A lot of these false claims come from countries like that. Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but like I don't think they can legally stop them from filing claims, but it would be great if the same thing happened. Because if we get a certain amount of strikes within a period, we lose our channel.
Right.
So if you file a certain amount of false claims, you should lose your ability to. I don't think legally they can do that. But
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do.
It's the weight is not fair there. Mm-hmm. You can just falsely claim, hey, that's mine. Hope you lose that one. Okay, well, that one's mine.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't dispute them, and they lose their money on them.
Yep. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is. Yeah, that's definitely one of YouTube's flaws.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they have legal things they have to work with there, but
I
I
don't
mean,
have the answer, man.
yeah.
But it's just a bad system.
Yep. Yep.
It's a really bad system.
So next up here we have
Jive Dancing. They file claims because they're trying to steal the revenue from your videos.
Yes.
Because if somebody files a claim, so a strike means your video is coming offline. A claim, and they can also block your video from certain regions as well. But a claim means we are claiming the revenue on this video.
Yeah.
So if you're monetized, they get all of your money on that particular video.
Technically, you can go after people. Like, you can sue people when they do that.
In
like,
Turkey?
Well, not in Turkey. Right.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They're coming from countries where you're
Where there's no risk for them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're operating with impunity. They're just
Yeah.
doing whatever they want to do. Nobody's going to sue somebody in Turkey.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, interesting. Renee says sometimes that does happen. YouTube sues alleged copyright trolls over extortion of multiple YouTubers.
really?
Interesting. So that's some really good insights. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's cool. Yeah, that's good. That's great. That's great to hear.
I would love to know what the threshold is on that, Renee. I haven't seen anything about that. I would love to read more on that because I would love to know. Because you just saw.
Love to follow it. Yeah.
I just went
yeah.
into
D
this
has
whole
like this side thing where he's into like legal stuff.
Yeah,
So like that's right up D's alley, I think.
Yeah, I would love to know that. I would love to. If there's any cases you could send me or like whatever. Yeah, because I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But that's good. That
Hey, I know a buddy. Their initials are CGPT. That might be able to help you find those too, for those cases that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
First name Chat.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got another buddy named Claude.
Yep. Yeah. Claude. Yep. Yep. I know Claude. A pretty cool guy.
D
I
and
think they
Dublin
can do it.
Stone watching trials at Starbucks.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really interested in all this
He's got to do
stuff.
something while he's there. All the time.
I follow some of the lawsuits where people sue YouTube over content ID and stuff like that, but I haven't seen anything where YouTube. I take that back. I did see one lawsuit where a guy made like millions of dollars. I take that back.
Yeah.
I'm aware of one. And maybe that might be the one that Renee
Yeah, I think he made like $20 million or $10 million. It was something ridiculous. He was
Yes.
basically just running the scam
There's
for like
one.
years, and then it finally caught up to
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So I am aware of that one. So
Yep.
yeah. I forgot about that one. But
Yep.
he was hosing everybody for years.
Yep.
And they got him. Yeah.
You would think, okay, so it's like, okay, you're running that scam. You would think that somewhere, like where's that limit? Right? Like they had to know that eventually it would catch up. Like,
Listen.
okay, you're coming, you cross the 100,000 mark, and you're like, holy crap, this is still working. 200,000, oh my goodness, they're gonna catch me sometime. 300,000, holy cow, they got to know about this. 400,000, oh goodness, and you just keep on going. First million, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm still going. I can't believe this. Like you gotta, at some point you would think they'd be like, okay, this is probably, I should probably back off now.
I'll tell you right there. If I ever go down that road, I'm capping it at 10 million.
Yeah, that's your list.
Once I hit the limit of $10 million, I'm going to disappear.
Oh, that's your number for
That's
not
my number.
scamming YouTube.
Right. Everybody has
for
a
not
number.
for not abusing YouTube's copyright system.
Everybody has a
that's
number.
good.
10 million is my number.
Yep, that's D's copyright abuse number. Love it.
Renee, please don't tell anybody at YouTube that I said that. We're going to keep this just between us because we're all friends here. What happens in Niman Live stays in Niman Live.
That's the rule. That's the rule.
Don't break it.
Yep. Bending Metal Fun is the next question. Bending Metal Fun has been on YouTube for 1 year, less than 1 year. They upload one time per week or more. They do a model building hobby channel. Goal of the channel is to teach others. The question is, when doing voiceovers, how do you go about matching your video to your audio? My latest video I'm creating, I record long videos, what it is that I'm trying to show people. Then I record a voiceover telling what's going on. Finally, I edit down the videos. I go with the voiceover. Just doesn't seem very efficient. It might be the best way though. I'm just not sure. D, what is your method for doing that?
How are they doing it again?
So when they're doing voiceovers, they record a long video and then they basically narrate that video. So I think the complication there, because in terms of efficiency, is as they're putting it together, maybe, they don't talk for long enough, to show the thing, or maybe they talk too much and they don't show the thing for long enough or whatever.
I don't know how
is what I'm guessing is going on there.
I don't know how long your videos are, but I can tell you that voiceovers can be time consuming depending on how you do it, depending on how long your videos are. I do lots of tutorials And what I try to do first, and I don't know if this works in your situation, but I try to actually record myself while I'm doing the thing. So I'm doing the thing and I'm talking about it, and sometimes I might even have some bullet points set up here. So I'm like, okay, I'm working on this thing. I have to make sure to say these things and say these things correctly because maybe they're technical details. So I'll have those written out on bullet points that I can read, and I'll have a microphone set up, and I'll just record my voice while I'm doing it. Sometimes I have to come back and add additional parts to it. Sometimes I have to do something a couple of times. Like let's just say I'm making a tutorial or something like that, and I just completely flub the audio. I'm like, I need to say this better. Maybe I'll back up and just do it again. Or back up, do it again. Or do it a second time. That's kind of my workflow on that. If you are speaking that way, and you're also recording an audio file, I'm not 100% sure what you're doing, you can use, most software these days have some sort of an audio sync issue, or not issue, feature, to where you have your video with audio in it, and you have an audio file, maybe you recorded a higher quality audio, and you're just trying to sync them up. It will actually match that up and sync the audio. Another thing you can do is you could script out what you have to read as a voiceover. So you know what you did through the steps, right? You can just go through, okay, do your tutorial, no audio, whatever, and then just script everything out because you did the tutorial and you know what it is, and just read through the script, pull that audio into the timeline, and just cut it up and move the parts where they need to go. Section them out. Okay, I need a little bit of space here, a little bit of space there. It's time consuming.
One thing that I recommend.
That's how I do it.
One thing I recommend is talk it through while you're actually making the video. So then that way you have a general idea of like what it is that you're going to say. So if possible, just while you're recording it, just, think of, okay, in the video, I might say this and then say it out, so that you just give yourself a general range there. And then when you put the video together, you'll have those parts. So basically you're showing this and then you're like, okay, and the next thing I do is blah, blah, blah. So then you just make that note to yourself of what you might say there. And then that way you have all those notes as you're putting the video together. So you put all the clips together and then you're using that audio as your guide. And then from there, when you come in and do the voiceover, you have all those notes that, depending on the editing software that you're using, you might be able to caption there. So then you can just kind of read the captions as you're going through the video, so that you know what to say as a lead there.
It's time
that
consuming.
might help too. Yeah, but it takes it does take time to put content together.
It takes time to put content together. It's just part of the process. I've done tons of voiceovers. Sometimes I can sit down and just nail it. It's rare. Yeah. I'm recording the thing. Maybe I'll have my iPad open. I have the mic sitting in front of me. I've got the little stand. Maybe I'm doing a screen recording on my iPad, and my audio is recording into Adobe Audition or whatever it is it's going to record into, and I'm just kind of going through it, and then I'll match the audio and move stuff around. I find voiceovers to be really time consuming when you have to sync them up with tutorials and different things. That's part of the process.
Yeah, this is another one too. So Scrolls of Azeroth, they say, as someone who does voiceovers for every video, I narrate my videos and have B-roll from the game. I script everything, but sometimes I have to do each line 5 times to get it right.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, and another thing too is when for the as a part of this, like when you are recording things multiple times like that, it also just gives you more to work with in the edit too.
Yeah.
Like one of the best things you can do as somebody that's putting videos together is record more than you need.
Yep.
So that, it just gives you flexibility of what it is that you can use. So then when it comes to putting the content together, that you have just more to work with, which will make a better edit. Because what a lot of content creators do, understandably, right, because it takes a lot of time, but what a lot of content creators do is they're trying to just get through it as fast as they possibly can, instead of thinking like, okay, how can I make sure that I get what I need so that when I'm putting it together in the edit, I don't have to turn my lights back on, or, if you're not in a controlled environment to where, you got to set everything back up again and try to match your camera settings and all that stuff. But if you just try to get more than you need while you're actually making the video, then it makes everything else that you're going to do after the recording is finished a lot easier.
And to piggyback on what they said about sometimes I have to record 5 times in a row, I've found, not every time, but the majority of the times, the last time is the one. Not every time, but a lot of the times, the last take for me is usually it. Because you feel it. You're like, yeah, I'm happy with that. So unless I have some weird, unless I tripped over my tongue and I didn't realize it, and I listen back and I go, usually the last one is it.
Yeah.
But it's a slow process, man. It's tedious.
Yeah. So another thing that I want to mention here really quick, and then we had a super chat come in that that we're going to look at the channel, but I do want to let you know or just remind you that DNI opened a school for YouTubers. Inside of the school, we're helping people learn how to grow their channels. We're helping people with video production, helping people navigate brand deals. We're live streaming in there every week, twice now, per week. So we're in there trying to help as much as we can, and people are seeing results out of that, which is really cool. So if you are wanting to grow your channel, if you're needing help with this stuff, and you want some experience to help navigate you through it, then we are accepting applications for Tuber School. We don't accept everybody into it. So with this, if you go to the page that's on the screen right now, tuberschool.com, then you have a little apply button, and if you click that, then you just fill out some information about what you're trying to do and all that, and then we'll look at your channel, and then from there, as long as you meet our requirements, then we'll reach back out to you, and then we can take it from there. But you can find out more about that at tuberschool.com.
Practical and Pretty says it cannot recommend Tuber School enough. Yep, she's in there. Thank you. Shark Scrapper's in there. Diane's in there. Yep.
So next up on the list here, so we had a super chat come in, and the super chat asked us to look at their YouTube channel. They say, I want advice and opinions.
Diane.
So when it comes to your channel, because I looked at this while Dee was talking a few minutes ago, but when I was looking at your channel, the first thing that stands out to me is that you don't have a clear focus on what you're offering with the channel. So, you're doing the thing in terms of, you're making content, you're putting thumbnails together. This looks like it has something to do with like Minecraft. You're putting TikTok logos, things to help people recognize them, stuff like that. But the problem is the audience that you're making all this stuff for. And the place where it falls apart is like, okay, a video about YouTube versus TikTok, what is better, right? Here's one, audience that would be interested in that topic. And then you have down here, remove BlueStacks 5-ad simple, easy tutorial, right? So this is another topic, right? That is for two totally different audiences. And then back over here, best Minecraft mods, right? So I don't know if the BlueStacks is Minecraft or not. So we're just going to put this one as a green just in case. But I see you're telling all of these stories or sharing all these ideas through the, through the same type of, game, which is fine.
Minecraft, all of them?
But that's fine. But the problem is topically, you're segmenting who this channel's for. So you're talking about a lot of different things here. Like here, I beat my world record in the snake game. So this is another one to where it's just a different type of viewer, for this video. So what you want is when you're thinking of the content that you're going to be publishing on your channel, you want to kind of zoom out. And instead of thinking like, okay, what am I going to make my next video about? And we're just going to make that video. Instead of doing that, you want to start thinking about, okay, what type of viewer do I want in this channel? What is their age range? What do they care about? Where do I want them watching from? If like, when it comes to like the video style, what type of, style, are they, interested in terms of what they respond to? And in order to find out these things, you look around at other channels, you look around, communities online to see how people are talking about the things that you're considering moving into. And then from there, you make sure that when you're publishing videos to your channel, that every video or almost every video is going to be a laser perfect fit for that viewer, so that if somebody comes to your channel, instead of one type of viewer being interested in this, another type of viewer being interested in this, another type of viewer being interested in this, another type of viewer being interested in this, instead you make it to where, we'll just turn these green just because, it's more of a go signal, but you want it really to where when somebody comes to your channel, this video is for them, 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 this video is for them. And the reason for that is because if somebody comes into this video right here, then what's going to happen is YouTube's system is going to say, hey, for the people that enjoyed this video, let's try some other stuff on this channel and see if they like that too. Let's show them some of this other stuff. And if everything on the channel is a good fit for the person that's interacting with this video, then you're increasing the likelihood of when YouTube shows that content to them, of them clicking on it, and then them coming into that video, them enjoying that video, right? Because you're designing everything for that viewer, them coming into that video, enjoying it, having a good experience, which then accelerates that whole thing, and then it happens again, right? And the more that people watch your content, the more likelihood that YouTube's going to recommend more of your content to them and so on. And it makes it to where people can binge watch your content, keep coming back to your new videos when you publish new content, because everything it is that you're making is for, for that that target viewer that you're trying to reach. So because of that, I would work on that right now, and I would just get clear on who it is that you're trying to reach with this. And you know, the common thought with this when somebody's getting started on YouTube is like, hey, I just want everybody to watch my content. That's great. But usually when you're trying to reach everybody, you end up not reaching anybody because of just how the system works, right? So you want to make sure that when you're publishing something, that everything on the channel is relevant to, you know, a certain type of viewer's interests, because you want them to view your channel as a resource for that thing that they are interested in, right? So they'll keep coming back over and over again to keep participating in your content. Right, D?
You got it.
You got it.
I love this app, dude.
Huh?
I love this app.
What app?
Streambilly.
Oh, do you?
Oh, man. Dude, this
Good.
is so good. Yeah.
Good.
So helpful.
Nice. I don't even see like a conversation going on. I'm not seeing it. Is yours updating?
Oh, no. I was just reading through it. I was just.
Oh, got it.
no.
Yeah, my cloud is actually having sync trouble, it looks like. I'm actually going to go out and then come back in.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I'll, actually I won't restart it because we're streaming, but.
Yeah, he made a great app that allows us and the mods to have a conversation through an app. It just works like a Facebook Messenger or something like that. But we can like create and delete chats and let each other know there's something going on. Or like I was being told that there was an audio issue. I was trying to work on the audio issue. Really good stuff.
Yeah, other things too is like on my end, just to, you know, show you guys. So on my end, like this little box that you see right here. So this is also reminders. So here, these are little timers. So basically, you know, welcome new viewers, remember to hydrate, mention Tuber School, hit the like sound effect, pass it to D, Vid Summit ticket mention. And, you know, you just put these things on timers and you can see right here how it's just, you know, how the time is passing, you know, based on what the meter looks like. And then once it gets to the point to where it's time for that thing, then it flashes and then it brings it to my attention so that I can, you know, make sure to do that thing like hydrate, for example.
Yep.
And then if I want to reset them at any time, then I just click here like I'll do on the hydrate, and then it takes it back down to 0 and starts the timer all over again. So if we're talking about something, or, you know, I'm like, hey, I don't need to hydrate right now, or just based on how things are going right now, we're going to skip this one for this round. Then I just hit that, I just hit the text on here and then it resets it. But the cool part about this is if somebody sends me a message in the chat system, which I think might not be working on my end actually, but if somebody sends me a message in the chat system, then this thing blinks red. D, send me a message real quick.
Okay.
And we'll just see if it shows up. But one thing that's really cool about all of this technology right now with AI is this whole thing right here was practically free to make, just based on the credits that I have, you know, with the different AI systems and stuff.
I just sent it to you.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think it actually might be disconnected on my end because I have a yellow
weird.
cloud here. So it's saying error, saving record, unsent messages and likes are kept on the device. No, that's not
interesting.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm actually having trouble.
Way to go.
It's because I'm connected on my phone too. I bet it's overriding this. That's why. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I can't even see the conversation that you guys are having. But anyway, I got to fix that. But the idea here is pretty solid. It just has to work properly. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. You see it right there.
Oh, boom.
Yep, there it is. So it did pop up. Yeah, you can see it right here. So he says Caterpillar Farm, and then you see how this blinks red. So on this white, it doesn't stand out as much, but on my other monitor where I have like chat going and all that stuff, that red really stands out when it blinks like that. Then it makes it to where, you know, if I miss a super chat or anything like that, or we have a technical problem or anything like that, then it'll bring it to my attention, which is cool. And then I click on that, and then it resets the whole thing.
Pretty cool.
Yep. So, but yeah, like for you guys, right? Like, because with this, like, you know, I don't really, you know, like if we're honest, like I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. I just have the ideas, and then I just use AI to help me flesh out those ideas, and then I just sit there and iterate on it. And I've made some stuff public, and I've got a couple of things that are coming public really soon, additional things. But I have tons of little quality of life things that I've made. I've made like a whole.
Oh, God, here he goes again.
Like a whole life management system, you know, for myself, just to help me stay focused on the right things. It sends me like reminders throughout the day and stuff. Pretty cool, but all kinds of little helpful tools for myself. But you can do this stuff too. with this technology. Like if you have ideas about things like, hey, I want this thing that does this on my computer, then you can make that just by typing in regular language. Like it used to be to where you had to be technical when it came to prompts and stuff. But now all of these systems are so good that you can just talk to them like you're talking to a person. You just have to be able to explain things. And as long as you can explain things, you can make, I won't say anything, but you can make a ton of stuff that can help you with your YouTube channel, that can help you, from a productivity standpoint, any of it.
All right, that was pretty short. That's not bad.
And trying to keep it, reasonable.
Yep.
Yep.
Last
Keep it
time we
reasonable.
asked, you went on for like 32
I know,
minutes.
it was like a, move over. Here he goes again. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so next up on our list here, we have Let's Talk Recovery with Ryan Nolan. Ryan does daily content, but on YouTube for less than 6 months, does addiction recovery stories. Goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator.
What's the channel called?
It is Let's Talk Recovery 315. What do you think he does?
Well, you already told me, but
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
just going to guess. Maybe he keeps breaking his ankle.
Yeah, so he's recovering from ankle injuries.
Just one after another.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I broke my ankle again. Yeah.
That's something I would do. Yeah.
So let's see here. So we have, my question is, how do I create content around my audience and their needs if I don't specifically know what they need and I have low subs and a lot of viewers are non-subs? And how can I make sure I'm targeting the addiction recovery niche and be confident that I'm going to hit audiences' wants and needs? Okay, so first,
It's a good question.
you have a very clear target. You are helping people that are in addiction recovery. So you do have a target audience with that. There's going to be nuance, right? Like what type of addictions are you serving? What stage of the addiction are they dealing with? Are you covering the whole, spectrum, or are you trying to help them with, initially, like, hey, I'm getting off of this and I'm trying to, not have that addiction anymore and I'm just starting. I need all the help I can get. Or are you supporting the people that have made it through that part, but they still struggle from time to time, right? Getting clear on the level of of where they're at, so to speak. But when it comes to an audience, you do have that. You do have that clear audience that you're trying to reach, and you do also have clear value that you can provide those people as well. So let me pull your channel up here really quick, and I'm just going to see what it is that you're offering. YouTube.com.
Well, I just realized if my phone was up just a little bit higher, they'd be able to read the chat that we're having.
Oh, that's funny.
That'd be cool, man. You guys you'd be in a world of trouble.
Yep.
You saw that.
Yeah, so here, right? So this first one. So you have my ex-husband put drugs in my coffee, and then here are 5 things before committing to a rehab. I was using drugs at 12 years old. So these are stories, it looks like. So, people might be able to be helped through these stories, which is good. But one thing to think about is here, right? You have like Trish's battle with drug addiction, recovery from addiction story. So first, if you're putting people in the thumbnails, try to make it a higher quality picture if you're going to cut them out like this so that it just looks better in the thumbnail.
I want to say something really quick about that. If you're unable to get a better quality picture, I would at least not cut them out, because when you take a low quality picture like that, I think you're taking screenshots from the interview that you have. When you cut them out on a low quality picture like that, it looks low quality. So I would crop them and I would put them in the background, like leave their background in and just frame that in. So like maybe half of your image or, a third of your image is the actual screenshot of them and their environment. Just make sure it's balanced. You have the balance right. Mm-hmm. But then the other half to be where you put your text or something like that. Yeah. But cutting them out on a low quality image it gives the impression that it's going to be a poor quality video.
Yeah. Yeah, like one thing that people don't think about for a while when they first start. I mean, I won't say everybody, but I know that, just through conversations with a lot of new creators over time, like one thing that people don't think about is what Dee is highlighting there, is that when people see your packaging, it creates an expectation in their mind of the quality of the video. Right. So in addition to creating an expectation for what they might get in the content, it also creates an expectation of, is this good content or not? And when everything looks rough, then it presents the content in a way that makes it seem like it might be low quality, which then, can make people pass over it. So people will still click on it, from time to time and things like that. But, trying to, get better images and things like that is definitely something you want to think about. In addition to that, you're putting a lot of text in the thumbnail, which you don't need to do. And you're also making it, like my ex-husband put drugs in my coffee. So, that is interesting. And then you have here Trisha's battle with drug addiction. But one thing that I would change here with how you're framing these, the first thing that I would experiment with here is, instead of having this all about Trisha, I would make this about the value that the viewer is going to get from the information that Trisha shares, right? Because, for example, like having her picture here doesn't necessarily like mean much, right? Unless you know who Trisha is. Right. And with this image also, if you're the host of this show, I would actually put yourself here if you're going to put, people in the thumbnail. And then, unless you're doing something like, God, what's the name of the channel?
Which one?
Where they interview like homeless people in LA and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
normally I'd be able to say it, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Something belly, something white belly.
Soft white underbelly.
Soft white underbelly.
Yeah. So, like for channels like that, they like the imagery that they use, like it's just high quality and it looks interesting, right? Like in terms of, them, just kind of centering the image on the person, right? So because of that, what you want to consider is when you are, putting these together, just trying to get higher quality imagery of them. And if you can't, and you're going to be the coach in terms of the person that's helping people, overcome their addictions through these conversations that you're having, then in that case, I would get some high quality images of yourself and then have you as the thing that people recognize in the thumbnail. And then from there, instead of putting the text about, my husband put drugs in my coffee.
Which is interesting.
It is interesting. But instead of that, try to frame it around, the value that an addicted person might get for this, or somebody that's in addiction recovery might get from watching this video, right?
I want to interject one second here
go ahead.
Before you continue on this.
Yeah, yep.
You need to think about, are you going to tell stories or are you trying to help people with their recovery?
Right.
Because if you're telling stories, that's what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But what Nick is talking about, if you're trying to help people through their recovery, through their addiction, then you need to reframe all of this so they get the value out of it.
Right.
Right. How's it going to benefit the person that's watching?
Right.
Instead of telling the story.
Right. Like if you watch this or during this conversation, what did you learn? And frame it around that, right? So like if somebody that is recovering from something, if they see that, then they see that value and how this might benefit them, right? Because my husband put drugs in my coffee, that is interesting. Like Dee was saying.
That's a story.
Right. But, kind of anybody can watch that. But if you're trying to serve, people and help them with their addictions, which is what it looks like you're trying to do here, which I think is awesome that you're doing that, by the way. But if that's what you're doing, then in that case, try to make it around what it is that people are like the value that they're going to get out of the video. So the way to do that is when you're having this conversation, take notes. And if they say, kind of mic drop moments in terms of, things that they learned from this experience in ways that, like their recovery or that they found recovery, through whatever they went through, then those are the types of things that you want to emphasize more than her name, because Trisha, doesn't mean anything to anybody that doesn't know Trisha. And you do have the drug addiction part, which is good, but just trying to frame the whole thing around that value that somebody that's recovering would get from the video. So I would start there.
I'm not familiar with your niche, so I can't give you ideas on this off the top of my head, but you could use even free ChatGPT or free Claude and just tell them, say, here's the story, here's what this is about. How can I reframe this to get some title ideas and text on thumbnail ideas, 3 to 4 words to help reframe this that could be beneficial towards a viewer who might be struggling with addiction or going through recovery.
Yeah,
So
finding the exit after a lifetime in the dark. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But even with this, right, 40 years of addiction, I think one advantage that you have here is because you have addiction actually in the title itself, right? So somebody that is addicted to whatever, then, that addiction here in the title is going to be the thing that stands out, for some of those people. Where, turning pain into passion, like at a glance, that could be a motivational video, not necessarily an addiction recovery video, right? I was using drugs at 12 might be an interesting story, but not necessarily suggesting that it's about, addiction, from, at a glance. So yeah, so a lot to work on here, but just keep in mind, like, what you're doing here is awesome, and it's cool that you're helping people with this stuff. But those things that we're talking about, like, you know, the imagery and, you know, reframing things and stuff like that, like learning these things is all part of the process. So hang in there. I think the value that you're adding here is awesome. So keep it up. But just, you know, learn how to dial those things in so that you can, you know, get better results from what it is that you're doing, so you can help more people.
And decide the direction you want to go in.
Yeah.
Are you a storyteller or are you trying to help?
Right. Right.
I mean, you can do both, but it just comes down to packaging, right? How you package each individual video. This might be a help video. This might be a story video. This might be a help video. This might be a story video.
So D, what's the word? I think it's time to do a VidSummit giveaway.
Niminati.
We're gonna go with Niminati.
Niminati.
Okay.
I was going to do Caterpillar Farm, but I know half of the crowd is not going to be able to spell caterpillar
Why would you say that? That's horrible.
because I can't spell caterpillar.
Oh, how do you spell caterpillar?
I have no idea.
All right. Okay. So here we go. So Niminati is the word. Here we go. Coming in, coming in, coming in.
Coming in hot.
Exciting, exciting, exciting. So if you are just joining us, what we're doing right now is we're giving away VidSummit tickets. If you're not familiar with VidSummit, it is a conference for content creators. Happens every year in Dallas, Texas. It used to be in LA, actually, but they moved it to Dallas, Texas, and it's a much nicer environment and everything now, which is cool. But it happens
Deep
September.
in the heart of Texas.
Yep. Happens September 29th through October 1st. And VidSummit is a place where creators go to learn from creators. So you have successful content creators, people that do this for a living, that go on stage and they share what they know. They hang out with people in the hallway, share what they know. You might find yourself at dinner. I know I've had more than one VidSummit where, you know, like after, you know, the conference is over, whatever, there'll be a bunch of us that will go and grab pizza. I know, like, Larry and I hung out a lot from Home Rapid Repair here. Like, we hung out a lot last year. Like during VidSummit, you know, we're always meeting up at lunch and, you know, all of that.
Holy cow, that was you on stage.
It was me on stage. So when it comes to VidSummit, it's just a really awesome place for, you know, creators coming together and sharing what it is that they know. And the funny thing is a lot of people, when it comes to, you know, things like this, they have this thing in their mind about, you know, well, you know, everybody's going to care about my subscriber count and, you know, things like that. But really, they don't. What people care about is that you are like them. You're trying to, you know, do content like they are, or you're already doing it. You're trying to level things up. And it's just a really warm and welcoming and inspiring environment.
That's Renee Ritchie on stage.
It is. And another cool thing about VidSummit as well is when it comes to, you know, what is, you know, on offer here. As a content creator, especially if you're the only person in your life that creates content, you might be in a situation where, you know, you don't really get to see the success.
Daniel Norton on stage.
Where you don't really get to see the success side of being a content creator, where you see it happening on the internet, but you don't really get to meet and have real conversations with people and talk about their journey to better understand the process of, you know, what it takes to be a full-time creator. This is a great opportunity to get that insight, and it helps people see just how realistic it is when it comes to, you know, being able to be a content creator full time, or, you know, as a side thing, and basically just turning what it is that you're doing on YouTube into a bigger passion project, or turning it into a real business that can, you know, add to, you know, your monthly income, add to, you know, possibly a full-time income, you know, that you're able to do from YouTube. So for more information on VidSummit, you can go to vidsummit.com. So if you don't win, you know, the tickets, definitely head over to vidsummit.com so you can learn more about that. And then we are going to go ahead and spin the wheel, but I'm going to give it just a second here.
Did you pay Home Rapid Repair to say nice things about you?
Yeah, I send him a check all the time.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. but
you are a really nice guy in person.
But yeah, no,
I don't see it, but when
yeah.
you're at events, you're like really nice.
Super nice. Yeah.
And then on the plane ride home, I'm like, what was that?
Yeah, who was that guy?
Right. Why aren't you like that at home? What do I have to do to get a nice nick?
Right. Where's that guy? Yeah. Right. Where's that guy when we're hanging out? Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, so one thing with this, by the way, is if you do put, you know, Niminati into the chat, just make sure that you can get to Dallas, Texas, because, you know, this is, you know, a big opportunity for people that are serious about being a content creator and, you know, getting, you know, actually, you know, milking the cow of being a content creator, so to speak. So because of that, you know, only put Niminati into the chat right now if you can physically get to Dallas, Texas. So here we go.
Let's do it. Let's do it, said Tone Loke.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
I love it when it starts slowing down.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh,
here we go. Here we
oh,
go.
shark scratch.
Oh.
Horizon Encrypted.
Playing the mom game was the next one up. That was so close. So Horizon Encrypted, congratulations to you. You are a Vid Summit ticket holder. So what you have to do here is you need to go to just email Chantel at vidsummit.com. And vidsummit.com, or sorry, Chantel is in the chat right now, so you can see, how to spell it. And she's also going to put, she's also going to put it into the chat right here, so you know exactly who to mail to. But email her, and then she will get you taken care of. And for the ticket for last week, so the person that couldn't go last week, they put their ticket back in the hat from last week. So we are going to give that one, because we're, giving them away, and, we're also picking some as well. So we're going to give that one to Practical and Pretty is who's getting that one. Anna's getting that one.
Way to
so
go,
congratulations to you, Anna, as well for Vid Summit, and looking forward to seeing you there. Super exciting stuff. And so cool of Daryl to give these away. I know I said that earlier, but that's such a cool thing to do.
That dude is nice.
He is. Yeah.
He's generous and he's nice. He's generous
is.
with his time. He's generous with tickets. He's generous with information. Super. Yeah.
Yeah. And just the effect that he has on people too.
Yeah.
We call it the Eves effect.
Yeah.
So it's like, like you get in proximity, and then things start turning awesome for you. It's pretty wild.
When he was on YouTube, I forget how did you get hooked up with Daryl?
Yeah, so basically
Because
I started,
of him
I'll
hooking
give
up
you a
with
quick
Daryl.
story.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so basically I started the channel that you're watching right now, and I was publishing to this channel for a while. I had 150 subscribers, and I think I'd been on YouTube for 5 months at that time. And you know what? I can play the video. I don't know how this is going to come through here on the back end.
Probably going to look ridiculous.
Yeah,
because you're going
it
to have
is.
a black beard.
But I'm going to show you this really quick. So basically, at that time, Daryl was crossing 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel.
So long.
Yep. And he had he basically mentioned in a video, because I was watching him to learn about YouTube, and he had a message in his video, and he said, hey, we're putting together a subscriber milestone video, and if my channel has ever impacted you in any way, just, make a video and send it to us. If it's any good, we might put you in the celebration video. Because at that time, like, celebration videos were like a thing on YouTube. So basically what I did is I put together this video right here, and this is...
Who is this guy?
This is young Nick. I'll play here.
Holy, the black beard.
Yeah, let me take this down real quick so I can share the audio also. But basically, I made Daryl this video.
I need to put my headphones on.
Yep.
I'm gonna laugh at you all the way home.
Yep, that's fine. Yep. This video changed.
Baby.
This video changed. This video was one of those like forks in the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll play this real quick. But basically, I sent this video to Daryl.
You look like a Muppet.
I do. I am
there.
a Muppet. But basically, I sent this message to Daryl, and shortly after, he reached out, and he's like, hey, can we hop on a call? And at that time, he was like, hey, I think with, what it is that you're doing, that, you could, that you have a lot of potential when it comes to YouTube in terms of the things that he looks out for. And at that time, he was already working with big brands and stuff. So he said that he wanted to work with me on another channel, and I was like, sweet. So we ended up, planning that channel for a while and going through the planning process. And then after that, then we started working together on another channel, and I still have that channel. It's called All Our Questions. And with that channel, we started going on that channel. But the funny thing is one of the first things that he mentioned, because I asked the question that a lot of people ask, which is like, how much should I upload to this? And he was like, only upload as much as you can sustain, because YouTube is a long game. So, just based on how YouTube works, and, as you develop an understanding for this, it might take you a while. So I was like, okay. And then just based on my nature, I went all in. So at that time, I was, doing, the design work and things like that I used to do before this, a lot of freelance stuff, a lot of design work. And then after that was finished, then I would do YouTube, and these videos, because of the research involved, they take a lot of time on this channel. And because of that, I was basically burning the candle at both ends, and I ended up just completely burning out on that channel after like 9 months or so. So then I came back to this channel, and then, based on, things I learned over there and stuff like that, I started, again over here on this channel, and then we've grown it from there. But that's the story of where Daryl and I connected, and where my fork in the road was there when it comes to YouTube. But yeah, I'll play this real quick just so you guys can check it out.
And then you got me on YouTube.
Yeah, and then got D on YouTube. Yep.
Can't hear it.
Can you hear this? Oh, it's muted. Hold on.
No audio.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to take this down. Hold on.
Look at that beard.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Here, I'm gonna take this down and then make sure that I don't have YouTube open anywhere else.
That's so crazy to look at.
Yep. So let me take it here just because I don't want the audio to bleed through. Unmute site. And here we go. As a video response to your video about submitting a video for a video response. To answer your questions, I grew up in the Midwest, but I've been living in Asia now for the last 8 years, which has been a pretty awesome experience. My YouTube dreams are to expand my reach as far as possible so that I can educate, help, and hopefully inspire as many people as I possibly can. At the time of this recording, I only have 151 subscribers, but I have to say something really awesome happened in my last 2 videos. The first thing that happened is I had my first vocal fan, which was pretty cool, as you know already. She came to my channel and she liked what she saw. She left a comment saying that she thought it was great. She's so happy that she found my channel. And she said that she watched every single video on my channel. That was awesome. The second thing that happened is I did a shout out to a new subscriber on my channel. And I basically mentioned something very cool that she did in her video that was creative and unique. Once she found out that I did the shout out on her channel, she got very excited about it. And she also came in and thanked me for shouting her out. And she thought that that was a very cool thing to do. And her excitement got me even more excited to do even more for my subscribers. So as you know, those interactions really make a big difference when it comes to motivation and being inspired to make your own videos so that you can try to reach and help other people. What your channel means to me is this. It's the #1 place that I go to if I want to learn anything about YouTube. And I think it's great how you try to interact with your subscribers and you do channel evaluations and you do cool things like this that I'm submitting this video for so that you can reach out to your subscribers and have that deep connection with the people that watch your videos. I think that's just awesome. I also have to say that it's icing on the cake that you bring in some of my favorites and some of the other people that I avidly watch on YouTube. For example, when you brought in David Walsh, I thought, wow, this is awesome. 2 guys that I watch all the time are both going to be here on this channel together. I even left that comment saying how awesome it was on that video. And I think I left the comment on Facebook as well. When you brought on Gideon Shawick, I was like, man, this is just great stuff. Same thing goes with Tim Schmoyer. When you brought him on, because I've been watching Tim Schmoyer forever. Actually, I found him and Gideon Shawick right around the same time. So, both of those guys, when you brought them on, I thought to myself, God, could this channel get any better? And of course, because of that, I've got you in the little gear icon so that you come up in my feed whenever you upload a video. But in a nutshell, if I can break down what your channel means to me in just a few sentences, I would say that it's been extremely educational and extremely helpful with helping me make my videos better and helping me get subscribers and helping me do things to make my channel as good as it can possibly be. But as a side note, even if this video doesn't make your video, I want to let you know that as a subscriber, I really appreciate what you're doing. And I really appreciate you reaching out to the YouTube community and to the people that watch your videos and giving awesome content to everybody. Thank you. And Daryl, you've mentioned how important it is to put calls to action in all your videos. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right here and come check out my channel sometime. And thanks again for making educational and informative and great content for all of us on YouTube that are following your channel. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video because I know you probably had a huge pile of these things to go through. So thank you. Take care. Hey, Daryl, my name is... Yep, that was it. Life-changing video right there.
What a nerd.
Yep, total nerd, right? Yeah, it's great though. And what's crazy, right, is
what a way you've come. Holy cow.
It's wild, but check this out. So where I was like, yeah, Gideon Shawick, right? That guy.
And way to not end your video, by the way.
I know, right? Yeah. but how I was talking about like Gideon Shawick and how I watch him and all that stuff. So literally exchanging messages back and forth with Gideon like today, right? So it's like, yeah, so it's crazy how, just how, some of those things come around and, for people that are starting right now, like one of the things that's really interesting about all this stuff is you just don't know, like, like when you're watching YouTubers and stuff like that, especially if you're going to like Vid Summit and stuff like that, like when you're watching creators right now, as you're getting started, like you might end up just hanging out with those people, right? And just like, just talking to those people or whatever the thing is. Like it's just absolutely wild in terms of, the paths that you take. There's another guy, his name is Shay Carl. I used to watch him. I don't know if you remember him. He had some like drama and stuff, but with that stuff removed, there was a vid summit that I went to where they were doing interviews for Social Blue Book, which was a website that was around that helped people back in the day, like get an idea of how much to charge for brand deals. And at that vid summit, I got interviewed by him for, Social Blue Book. And that was also one of those, like, it was just weird because, because you're sitting there and you're like, man, I used to watch like every video that this guy put out, and he would put out longer videos too. So like, like I was definitely had that parasocial thing going on with Shay. So yeah, it's just really interesting how things can come around like that. But also,
you had 100 and how many subscribers?
151. I thought I had 150, but I was one off.
You had 151,
Yep.
not 1,000, 151 subscribers.
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It
man.
is.
That is like so long ago.
Yep. So, but the moral of this story is if I can do this stuff, you absolutely can do this stuff too. So hang in there. You got this. If you are a new content creator, if if you're somebody that's hit a wall, just keep in mind that, this is, it all comes with a learning curve. So, just keep focused on it. If you are somebody that's trying to turn this into something, you can. You just have to go through the process of, learning, how to do it, learning how to, connect with the people that you're trying to reach and getting a good understanding of who it is that you're trying to reach as well. But you can absolutely do it. So hang in there. You got this. Make sure that for those of you that didn't win tickets, make sure that you go to vidsummit.com and check that out. Also, make sure that you check out our sponsor, Opus Clip, which is right here on the front. And everybody have a great rest of your weekend. D, great stream.
Arg.
Arg. Yeah, Viking D, great stream. Yep.
Skull.
And, and we'll see you next time.